Chapter 517. You have the scent of her perfume on you, it's my sin, I shouldn't have smelled her beauty, I gave up everything to sleep with you, you have the scent of her perfume on you, it's your inferiority complex. Your love is too perfect, I'll never be able to learn it. When the song ended, Tao Yuan's eyes were slightly moist, she looked at the others, they were all intoxicated by her singing. Everyone knew about her past with Lu Li, they must have sympathized with her, but Tao Yuan did not need their sympathy, she did not even want anyone to think that she was sad for Lu Li. Tao Yuan wasn't the one who was too weak. Without a man, her life was still exciting. No, it was even more exciting. They all frowned and felt sorry for her, but she herself laughed. I already said I won't sing anymore, my voice is too beautiful, once I sing you all feel ashamed, right? Lin Wei understood what she meant and started to jeer. Isn't that right? Sister Yuan, your singing is too good, you should join Supergirl, we can be your support group. Will it be too old for me to go? Of course not. You said that people would believe it even if they were 18, don't you think so? Yes. Manager, one more song. It was almost midnight after the karaoke. Tao Yuan was in a good mood and drank a lot. On the way back, she found that she had left her coat at the hotel, so she asked the driver to go back to get it. She did not expect to meet Lao Liang at the elevator. Lao Liang looked a little nervous. Why are you back? I forgot to take my coat, you too? Yes, my car keys are missing, so I came back to look for them. Lao Liang laughed awkwardly, his eyes drifting, he looked very guilty. Although Tao Yuan was a little tipsy, she could feel that something was wrong with him. Just as they were about to enter the elevator, they heard a shout behind them. You actually brought a vixen to get a room. Before Tao Yuan could react to what was going on, a hand grabbed her hair from behind and pulled hard. Tears almost fell from her eyes. Why? Lao Liang turned pale with fright. Why are you here? I heard from my friend that I met you and another woman in a hotel. I didn't believe it, but I didn't expect you to have the guts. I work so hard and I have to take care of my child. You, on the other hand, find me a mistress. Are you even human? Lao Liang's wife was a policewoman who was terrifyingly strong. In addition, Tao Yuan was drunk and her hair was pulled by her, so she couldn't resist for a while. Sister-in-law, you've misunderstood. Lao Liang and I are just colleagues. Ah, sister-in-law? Who is your sister-in-law? The woman wanted to slap Tao Yuan but was stopped by Lao Liang. Honey, don't be like this. This is my colleague. We don't have that kind of relationship. We just finished singing karaoke. Then why are there only two of you? Where are the others? Do you think I'm a fool? It's really a misunderstanding. Honey, don't be like this, let's go home first. Get lost, I must kill this vixen today. She's so young but she stole someone else's husband. Shameless B*TC. A group of people surrounded them and laughed at Tao Yuan, the B*TC. She was wearing high heels and stumbled. Her scalp was about to be torn off. It hurt so much, but his wife didn't listen to their explanations and the three of them were tangled together. At this time, Tao Yuan saw two familiar faces in the crowd. A cold face stared at her in disdain, while the other face was as beautiful as a peach, but it was filled with schadenfreude. Lu Li and Tao Yanran. They stood together like ordinary onlookers, watching the scene coldly. Ali, Tao Yuan wanted him to help her, to tell that woman that she was his wife, not a mistress. But his eyes were colder than anyone else's, and they pierced into her heart like a sharp knife. He was watching the show. He and Tao Yanran were laughing at her. Everything disappeared and became still. Tao Yuan could only hear her own heavy breathing. She only felt that the two figures were constantly enlarging, rotating, and turning into ferocious demons. What? Why did they appear at the most embarrassing time? What? Tao Yuan struggled hard. Lu Li couldn't tell what he was feeling at this moment. His woman was being treated as a mistress by another man, and she was being humiliated. There were two voices in his body. One was saying, you know her character, she can't be a mistress. But the other voice said, you don't know this woman at all. She deserves all the humiliation she is suffering now. The two voices were fighting fiercely. But Lu Li still couldn't watch her get hurt like this. He couldn't help but take a step forward. Don't go. Tao Yanran took his hand. Don't go. Let's go. He hesitated for a moment, but finally let her pull him away. Tao Yuan completely gave up. The conflict continued to escalate. Seeing a slap coming towards Tao Yuan's face, Lao Liang pushed his wife away. Enough. Stop it. She looked at him sadly, her eyes were red. You're still protecting her. Yes, I did have an affair but not with her. Tao Yuan is really just my colleague. She's married and I don't have any improper thoughts about her. It's another woman. You're lying to me. Things have already come to this, why should I lie to you? Tonight, our department has a gathering, and I made an appointment with her to meet in this hotel. But I didn't expect Tao Yuan to suddenly come back. We just bumped into each other at the elevator. That's it, I'll swear if you want me to. Only then did the woman let go of Tao Yuan, and rushed over to grab Lao Liang's clothes and pulled hard, shouting. Which vixen is it? Tell me. Let's go back and talk. Lao Liang frowned and looked at Tao Yuan apologetically. I'm sorry you've been wronged. I'll explain it to you later. He was too ashamed to stay any longer and pulled his wife away. In the restaurant, Lu Li was silent for a long time, his brows knitted tightly together, and he looked at the red wine. Tao Yinran was in a good mood, and the corners of her mouth were raised happily, making her look even more beautiful. She held the wine glass in her hand and gently swirled it. This taste is very mellow, don't you want to try it? Lu Li picked up the wine glass, tilted his head back and downed it. Do you know what I'm thinking? Tao Yinran narrowed her eyes, and when she smiled, it always made people think of a beautiful fox. I'm thinking, should I invite you for another drink after dinner tonight? Otherwise you wouldn't have seen the farce just now. Aren't you happy? Lu Li was in a bad mood. At this moment, Tao Yinran's tone sounded a little sarcastic, and it made him uncomfortable. Actually, I'm very curious, did you already know that she was a mistress, or did you just find out? You don't seem to be unfamiliar with that man. I'm really surprised. Tao Yuan used to love you so much that she wanted to die. I have no doubt that if you asked her to die, she would not hesitate to die in front of you. But now she has been reduced to being a mistress for a middle-aged man, and was even caught by his wife. How sad. Indeed, desperate women are the most terrible and they can do anything. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. She was caught in the hotel, how could it be a misunderstanding? To be honest, I sympathize with her. It's pitiful enough to be a mistress and to be a mistress for such a bad man, TSK. What kind of life has she had? Don't talk about this, I don't want to hear it. I can understand how you feel, no matter how much you hate her, she is still Mrs. Liu. You must feel embarrassed to do such a shameful thing outside. But think about it from another perspective, isn't this better? If she cheats, you will be able to get a divorce on your own. I believe that even your father can't stop you. Lu Li did not say anything and poured another glass of red wine. His temples were throbbing and his nerves were hurting. A ball of fire was burning wildly in his chest, burning him to the point of discomfort. The scene of Tao Yuan being grabbed by the hair kept replaying in his mind. He was angry and pitiful at the same time. The feelings were intertwined and it was extremely complicated. Tao Yinran was best at reading people's expressions, and she knew when to stop. At this point she knew it was time to stop and smiled again. Alright, let's not talk about those unappetizing topics, it's affecting our mood to catch up. I'm going back in 2 days and I'll miss you. She gazed at Lu Li gently with her charming eyes, waiting for his response. If he wanted to sleep with her tonight, how could she reject him? She would not let him get away with it so easily. However, after one glass, Lu Li stood up and said with some irritation. Let's go. Tao Yinran was very disappointed and she forced a smile. Pan Chi was in the middle of playing games when the doorbell rang, and she ran to open the door. Didn't I give you the key? I'm still playing and you almost killed me. Damn, thank goodness I'm not dead. Tao Yuan entered the door and fell directly on the sofa. She had just been violently pulled, and now her scalp was hurting badly, and she must have lost a lot of her hair. How unlucky, why did she leave her coat in the private room? If she hadn't gone back to get it, this wouldn't have happened. She was also very shocked that Lao Liang cheated. It seemed that it had been a while, but she had been with him every day, so she didn't notice it at all. It could be said that Lao Liang was the model husband in her heart. Usually, wherever he went on a business trip, he would think of bringing gifts for his children and wife. There was no activity in the company and they all went home on time. But she didn't expect that a seemingly honest person would also cheat. What was true now? Marriage was a joke. Why don't you say anything? Shouldn't you be very high after singing karaoke? Pan Chi stared intently at the screen. Tao Yuan closed her eyes and didn't say anything. The scene of Lu Li watching her coldly appeared in her mind, and Tao Yinran was standing next to him. Her husband and the three of them were watching her make a fool of herself. Was there anything more embarrassing than this? She knew that Lu Li wouldn't help her, and he couldn't wait to see her make a fool of herself. But she couldn't help feeling a little disappointed and angry. No matter what, she was still his wife. How could he be so cold? Was his heart really not made of flesh? She couldn't explain the complicated feelings at the moment, and her heart was sour. Say something, what's wrong? Tired? I drank too much and my head hurts. You know you can't drink, but you still drink. You deserve it. I'll make you a cup of tea after this game. How much longer? Not long, about 30 minutes. Forget it, I'll do it myself. Chapter 5:18. Tao Yuan boiled water, made tea and sipped it. She was in a daze when the doorbell rang. Who is it this time? Why so many people? Pan Chi shouted in the living room. Go and open the door. Oh, Tao Yuan said and was about to open the door, but she felt something was wrong. She looked through the peephole and saw Lu Li. His heart skipped a beat. Why did he come? Why don't you open the door? It's Lu Li. Damn, what is that bastard doing here? Looking for trouble with you again? Should keep your voice down. Let's pretend we're not here. He'll leave soon if no one answers him. Tao Yuan had such expectations, but 10 minutes passed and the doorbell was still ringing. The other party had no intention of leaving and began to smash the door with his fists. Damn, I'm dead. It's all his fault. Pan Chi jumped up from the chair in anger. Is there something wrong with his brain? What's wrong with him in the middle of the night? Ignore him, he'll leave soon. Impossible. If I don't open the door today, he'll tear the roof off my house, believe it or not. Tao Yuan hesitated. Then I'll go into the room to hide. Tell him I'm not here and send him away. As soon as Pan Chi opened the door, Lu Li was smashing the door with his fists. If he hadn't stopped in time, his fist would have hit Pan Chi's face. Hey boss Lu, you have nothing to do after dinner in the middle of the night, so you're banging on our doorbell? You've been banging for more than 10 minutes. What's the point? Pan Chi said sarcastically. Lu Li didn't pay attention to her. He just kept going in with a dark face. Hey. Boss Lu, what do you mean by barging in without saying a word? Pan Chi stood in front of him and put her hand against his chest. You have to give me an explanation. I'm looking for Tao Yuan. Get out of my way. Lu Li hated Pan Chi to the core. Now that he was in a bad mood, his tone became even more irritable. Aren't you Yuan's husband? You don't know where she is, yet you barged in here to ask for her? What kind of logic was this? Could it be that you can't even control your wife? Cut the crap and move aside. This is my house. It's already very impolite of you to act like this. Why should I get out of the way? Yuan isn't here right now. Please go back. Pan Chi pushed him out, but Lu Li brushed her hand away. He didn't use much strength, but Pan Chi staggered back a few steps and screamed. You actually hit a woman? Are you still a man? Lu Li rolled his eyes. He had never seen such a shameless woman before. No wonder she could hang out with Tao Yuan. Both of them were not easy to deal with. He walked past her and strode inside. Pan Chi kept stopping him. Get out. Get out. If you don't get out, I'll call the police. Are you a barbarian? Lu Li, this is my house. Stop with me, do you hear me? Bang! The door was pushed open. Tao Yuan stood there helplessly. But the moment he barged in, she pretended to be calm and met his gaze. Right now, he was like a ferocious leopard, ready to eat her up at any moment. Get out? Pan Chi was still trying to push him out. She and Lu Li had only been together a few times, but she was already irritated by his overbearing and barbaric behavior. She couldn't imagine how Tao Yuan could tolerate such a person. If it were her, she would either commit suicide or kill him. Anyway, he would have driven her crazy long ago. Tao Yuan knew that she couldn't avoid him since he had already chased her here. So she went to pull Pan Chi away. You go out first. No, if I go, this bastard will bully you to death. I say, Lu Li, you are the president of Lu Enterprises, a prestigious figure. It won't look good for you to be accused of trespassing. Isn't Tao Yuan back? Why are you not busy rolling on the bed with her? Why are you picking on Yuan? Are you crazy? Pan Chi scolded him, but Lu Li just stared at Tao Yuan without saying a word. Obviously, she was the only one he was willing to talk to. Otherwise, he wouldn't bother to say another word. It's okay. I can handle it. Tao Yuan just wanted to solve this matter as soon as possible. After a few words of persuasion, Pan Chi reluctantly agreed to leave. I'll be outside. Call me if you need anything. When Pan Chi went out, there were only 2 people in the room. Tao Yuan tried to maintain a calm facade. She took off her coat and took out her pajamas from the wardrobe. What's the matter? I'm going to take a shower. I'm very sleepy. Shouldn't you give me an explanation for what happened just now? What? I don't know what you're talking about. You're still playing dumb. Lu Li swore. You were treated as a threesome. Tao Yuan had been holding back, but his words sounded so harsh that she lost her calmness. What right do you have to question me? What right do you have? Because I'm your husband. However, Tao Yuan felt that it was even more ironic when she said it. Are you my husband? Why didn't I know? You didn't care when it happened just now. You just turned around and left like a stranger. What right do you have to keep asking questions now? I thought you didn't care? Do you think I should be embarrassed with you? Oh yes, you want to be shameless. Lu Li's face is more important than anything else. I'm a shameless b*tc. I deserve to be beaten on the street, okay? Isn't this the answer you want? You can go now. She wanted to go into the bathroom, but Lu Li snatched her clothes and threw them aside. Don't try to brush me off with these words. I want an explanation. This is my explanation. Are you satisfied? That man was the one at the company last time, right? Didn't you say that you were just colleagues? Then why were you caught in the act? Tell me clearly. There's nothing to say. Tao Yuan was already very upset after being wronged. If he yelled at her again, it was simply challenging her bottom line. What she couldn't stand was that he had just left her alone and now he was asking questions again. He was a pervert. What's with your attitude? My attitude is the same as yours. Don't tell me that I should smile and thank you for your concern when you're making trouble for no reason and making a fuss? Am I that cheap in your eyes? Sorry, I can't do it. Since you left with Tao Yanran at that time, my affairs have nothing to do with you. What do you mean nothing? Lu Li had enough of her cold words and took a step forward. You are my wife. How can a husband sit by and do nothing when his wife is being beaten on the street? What kind of husband is that? He's not even a man. You're blaming me for the scandal you did? Lu Li sneered. His eyes narrowed even tighter and emitted a cold light. Did I force you to have an affair and cause you to be beaten up? Yes, it's my scandal. I humiliated myself as a mistress. Is that enough? I've already said that it's my fault. No matter what, I'll admit it. You want to meddle in other people's business? Do you have nothing better to do? Lu Li was about to explode with anger. He had never seen someone who was so righteous after doing something wrong. He came to find her because he wanted her to give him a reasonable explanation that he subconsciously wanted to believe her. But she treated him like an enemy and said something to anger him. Even a dead person would be angered to death by her. Is it fun to be angry with me like this? Who's angry with you? I don't have that much time. Tao Yuan snorted and laughed. It's getting late. Go back and don't let that Miss Tao wait. After watching my farce tonight, shouldn't you have a lot of jokes to share? Do you think I'm watching you make a joke? Isn't that so? I think you're enjoying yourself. Why must you be so ungrateful? Lu Li was suppressing the urge to tear her apart every second. Can't you speak properly? You don't look like you're speaking properly. I've made you a cuckold and you're here to settle the score. This isn't a situation where you can speak properly, right? But I'm very tired today. I don't want to argue with you and I really don't have the mood to deal with you. If there's anything, can we talk about it tomorrow? Anyway, you Lu Li are so capable. No matter how I jump, I won't be able to escape from your palm. You can settle the score anytime, but it doesn't have to be today. Don't you think so? Tao Yuan's tone, attitude and righteousness made Lu Li furious. I'm here to settle the score with you and you want me to reschedule? Since when is it your turn to pick a date? Do I need you to teach me how to do things? His attitude became more and more unreasonable. Today you must give me an explanation. Why are you so annoying? Then if I say that it's a misunderstanding, do you believe me? So many people don't misunderstand. Why did they misunderstand you? Your excuse is too lousy. You see, you don't believe me at all. Then why ask me? Do you know what you're doing? I admit that I'm the mistress, but you want me to explain. I said that it's a misunderstanding, but you don't believe me. What do you want me to say? Can I say what you said just once? I want you to tell the truth. This is the truth. It's up to you to believe it or not. Tao Yuan's patience had been completely exhausted by him. If you're not leaving, I'll leave. But he grabbed her wrist. This time, Tao Yuan reacted quickly and wanted to escape, but his movements were even more agile. He pushed her against the wall. Her scalp was already very painful, and the back of her head was hit hard. Tao Yuan's vision suddenly turned black and she almost fainted from the pain. She was trapped in the corner and was still in a state of dizziness when he grabbed her chin. Are you that cheap? Tao Yuan gritted her teeth and glared at him hatefully. It's not enough to cheat on me and now you're a mistress? How can you be so cheap? Yes, I'm that cheap. But no matter how cheap I am, I'm not as cheap as you. You have Tao Yanran but you still pester me. What? She can't satisfy you so you bite people like a mad dog? So in the end it's because I didn't satisfy you, right? You're empty and lonely so you go around seducing other men, isn't that right? Word by word, the man's face became increasingly gloomy and terrifying. Is it because you're empty? So what if it is? It's none of your business. Let go of me. Tao Yuan twisted her body and used her hand to pry open his fingers. Chapter 519. I'm in love with you? Lu Li fiercely rolled his eyes. You're such a cheap woman. How can you be worthy of my love? But I, Lu Li, am not so broad-minded that I can turn a blind eye to my wife's affair. You've made me a cuckold. How can I not say a word? I'm not your wife. I won't be soon. You've made me lose face. That's right. Since you think I'm a disgrace, then let's get a divorce. If I'm not Mrs. Lu, then I won't be able to embarrass you anymore. Isn't this a way to solve the problem once and for all? Just sign the papers and we'll both be free. It's not that cheap. His body pressed against hers. This is my fault, isn't it? Is that so? Tao Yuan was furious. Let go of me. How will you know if you don't try? Tao Yuan was anxious. She reached out to push him, but he grabbed her wrist and held it above her head. Right now, she could only move her upper body. The rest of her body was completely suppressed. She was like a bird whose wings were broken, unable to flutter. All of this made Tao Yuan feel terrified. When he was angry, he could do anything. She couldn't escape even if she had to risk her life. Why aren't you talking, him? Weren't you so glib just now? He looked mockingly at her face that was flushed red with anger. Compared to her pale face earlier, it was much livelier. She was like a beautiful wild rose. It really was a different kind of beauty. Say something, Why aren't you scolding me anymore? You scoundrel. Tao Yuan squeezed out these 3 words. Scoundrel? Pervert? Aren't you tired of scolding me with these 2 words? Where's your sharp tongue? Aren't you very arrogant? Do you think you're very capable in front of me? You like to provoke me, don't you? Stupid. Do you think I can't handle a woman like you? Lu Li narrowed his eyes, a dangerous yet enchanting light hovering in his eyes. She raised her chin and refused to look at him, so he squeezed her tightly, forcing her to only see him in her eyes. You don't dare to look at me? Scared? You disgust me. Really? When women say that it's disgusting, it means that they like it, right? You're shaking, do you know that? His lips were next to her ear, and he slowly breathed into her ear, causing her body to quiver like a sieve. Lu Li, don't do this again, I'm going to call for help. Tao Yuan's heart was beating like a drum. She wanted to stop him, but she didn't want Pan Chi to see this scene and see her in such a sorry state. Scream, he encouraged her with a half smile. Tao Yuan gritted her teeth and refused to let him succeed. His brows were tightly knitted together as he endured the pain with great difficulty. This woman's arrogance and stubbornness that she would rather die than submit were really charming at times. Is it hard to endure? Tao Yuan couldn't say a word. Powerful? His brazenness only made her feel disgusted. You're tired of playing with little fresh meat, so you want to have a taste of an old man, right? Tao Yuan squeezed out a cold mockery. Don't be too arrogant. Maybe those women of yours are just pretending for the sake of money. Who doesn't know how to act? Do you really think you're that good? Are you really provoking me? His lips landed on top of hers, deliberately moving, but he didn't really kiss her. It was more like he was playing with his prey. Tao Yuan couldn't get rid of that hot breath and was about to go crazy. She didn't like the feeling of being played by him. Oh, he was really a devil. But she didn't want to go to hell with him. Say something, do you like this? Do you like it? Lu Li's patience was on the verge of collapsing. He kissed her on the lips. Tao Yuan tilted her head to avoid it, but he didn't give up and chased after her. She kept twisting her cheeks and the 2 of them kept competing. He couldn't get it no matter what. He was a little annoyed and his actions became more and more rough. He broke into my house, take him away. Pan Chi walked in with 2 security guards and saw such a scene. Tao Yuan was pressed against the wall by Lu Li and kissed forcefully. Her hair was messy and her face was red. This erotic scene made the 2 security guards blush. Tao Yuan just wanted to dig a hole and hide in it. Why did he always embarrass her? After coming back to her senses, Pan Chi urged. Why are you still standing here? He broke into my house. Don't you care? What are you security guards doing? The 2 security guards were deterred by Lu Li's cold eyes. They looked at each other and no one dared to move. Pan Chi stomped her feet anxiously. Are you guys dead? The flame in Lu Li's body gradually cooled down, and his eyes were frozen. In a flash, he returned to his cold and ruthless appearance. He straightened up and adjusted his tie. If I want to arrest someone, I should arrest you. His cold eyes looked at Pan Chi with warning. Can I sue you for abducting my wife? I abducted her? She couldn't stand you and asked me for help, okay? If you want to sue me, I'll sue you. It's natural for a husband to do that to his wife. You're getting divorced? Who said that? I didn't agree. Lu Li looked at Tao Yuan and wanted to take her away, but she had suffered a lot tonight. He decided to give her some time to recover. I'll settle this with you slowly. After saying this, the arrogant man walked away. Tao Yinran returned to the hotel and took out her phone. There was still no call from Lu Li, not even a good night text. He was in such a hurry to leave just now. It was obvious that he went to find Tao Yuan. She was very surprised that he left her behind to settle the score with Tao Yuan. Lu Li was a person who would not spend any effort on something he did not care about. Even if Tao Yuan embarrassed him, he did not have to be so anxious. Did he care about her that much? This speculation made Tao Yinran very unhappy. But she had always been a person who did not want to find trouble for herself, so she quickly stopped this idea. Lu Li obviously still loved her. She had no doubt about this. As for caring so much about that matter, it was just for the man's face. After drinking half a bottle of red wine, Tao Yinran picked up her phone and called Ouyang Shura. He quickly picked up. Aren't you busy at this time? Why do you have time to call me? The man's voice was lazy, moving, and had a kind of casual sex appeal. Am I disturbing you? Is there anyone else around you? No. Oh, it's rare that you, young Master Ouyang, are alone tonight. What? Are you used to foreign girls so you don't like domestic women? Yes, my appetite has been spoiled by you. I like people like you. Hee, I believe you. I called to praise you for using Tao Yuan's colleagues to frame her as a third party. You are really ruthless. If it weren't for you, Ali and I would not be able to enjoy this good show today. As long as you are happy. I'm really glad that we are on the same side. If we were enemies, I would be worried. He's not here? Yes. Tao Yinran tried to be brave. You don't think I would let him get me so quickly, do you? If it's too easy, men don't cherish it. So I let him go. Oh. His voice was meaningful. Tao Yinran was guilty, so she sensitively felt that he knew what was going on, but he did not expose it. This made her feel ashamed. Then, are you lonely now by yourself? He asked. What? Do you want to come and accompany me? It depends on whether you want to or not. From the beginning they were just allies, so Tao Yinran did not think that way. However, Ouyang Shua was a very charming man, and his sex skills were first class. Plus, she was very empty now, so when he said that, she was a little tempted. Deep down in her bones, she was a restless woman. If you want to come, I won't stop you. Through the phone, Tao Yinran still had a wild smile on her face. You are not only a good ally but also an excellent sex partner? Oh? Compared with Lu Li? If you want to know, you can come and ask me. Her meaning was very clear. Venting her disappointment through sexual indulgence was the most direct and enjoyable way. However, Ouyang Shua smiled deeply and then said, Good night. Tao Yinran realized that she had been fooled. Not only that, but she also behaved very actively. Biting her lip, she was a little unwilling, but in order to save her face, she still had to pretend to be indifferent. Good night. After hanging up the phone, she continued to drink the rest of the wine and gradually calmed down. She was glad that she did not make a mistake because of a moment of loneliness. A few years ago, because she could not resist Ouyang Shua, she betrayed Lu Li, which gave Tao Yuan something to use against them and broke them up. For this, she paid the price for a whole 4 years. She must not make the same mistake again. Ouyang Shua was a devil. Today he was her ally, but tomorrow he might become her enemy. She had better not get too involved with him so as not to fall into the same trap. Once she got Lu Li back, she would completely cut off all ties with Ouyang Shua. The next day when Tao Yuan arrived at the hotel, Lao Liang was already there. He looked at her awkwardly and always looked like he wanted to say something. Tao Yuan did not show any abnormality. Some things should be kept in the heart. There was no need to make it known to everyone in the company. When she was making coffee, Lao Liang walked in. You are here. Yes. I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. Really, I'm sorry. I didn't expect that it would cause such a big mess. It's okay. As long as the misunderstanding is cleared up. You must be looking down on me now, right? That's your private life. It has nothing to do with me. Tao Yuan tried to show that it did not matter, but in fact, how could she not have any thoughts at all? She did not like to criticize others' lives, but Lao Liang was her good friend. Are we not even friends anymore? Tao Yuan stopped in her tracks. In the end, she couldn't help but turn around. Chapter 520. I didn't want to. I just couldn't control myself. Yes, my life is very happy, but it's also very dull. You know, men like the young and fresh. Life has turned me into a zombie and I want something different. So, the betrayal satisfied you, right? Do you think it's different enough now? Lao Liang shook his head, his face full of pain. Do you think I regret it? I definitely regret it. But if I were to do it again, I would still make the same mistake. I should be treating you as a good friend. To be honest, a man can't stand a dull life for too long. It's really hard to stay faithful in marriage. Tao Yuan opened her mouth, but she couldn't refute. Because men all had this concept, so in marriage, the woman was often the one who suffered. She couldn't change this. In the end, she didn't say anything. Anyway, it was meaningless to say anything, so she left in silence. President's office. Zhou Xingyang handed a document to Lu Li. Inside was a stack of photos of Lao Liang and a young girl. There were photos taken by others, photos of the two of them hugging each other, and even photos of them in bed. This girl is only 20 this year. She's a student and a part-time singer in a bar. Manager Liang met her at the bar. According to the girl, after they got together, Lao Liang paid for her tuition and often gave her money. They have been together for 2 years, and during this time, Manager Liang didn't have any other women. Lu Li thought indifferently. This was proof of the saying that you can't judge a book by its cover. A man who looked honest actually had an 18-year-old girl. She could almost be his daughter, right? Of course, that had nothing to do with him. The point wasn't his mistress Tao Yuan? Although he went to find trouble with her last night, he didn't think clearly in a moment of anger. There was a voice in his body telling him that she, Tao Yuan, was not his mistress. Perhaps it was because he believed this that he sent someone to investigate instead of directly convicting her. Last night was a karaoke event organized by the Ministry of Commerce. It ended at 11 p.m., but Madame might have left something behind, so she went back. Coincidentally, she met Manager Liang at the elevator, so there was a misunderstanding later. Lu Li didn't ask him if the investigation was clear enough. Well done. Zhou Xingyang was stunned. If he remembered correctly, this was the first time he was praised after working for so long, right? It wasn't that Lu Li was stingy with praise, but he had high expectations for himself and his subordinates. It was a must to do things well. Praising him for something like this? For a moment, Zhou Xingyang felt that it was really amazing. The boulder that had been pressing on Lu Li's heart since last night finally fell to the ground. His lips curled into a faint smile. Tao Yuan stayed at Pan Chi's house for a few days. When she remembered that she hadn't been home for almost a week, she decided to go back. Anyway, Lu Li was busy making love with his Tao Yanran, so he was definitely not at home. With this thought in mind, she returned home. When she opened the door, the man was drinking water in a pair of briefs. His slender body seemed to be plated with a faint layer of gold, and his figure was comparable to that of the god Apollo. Even the way he drank the water was perfect. What a beautiful day. Tao Yuan swallowed her saliva and looked at him in a daze. After a few seconds, she recovered from his mocking gaze and asked with a frown, "Why are you here?" Lu Li put the glass of water back on the table and slowly threw out this sentence. "Why can't I be here? This is my home. It's also my home. Not your home. It's my home." Tao Yuan couldn't be bothered to continue such a meaningless argument. She looked around the house. It was clean and tidy, which meant one thing. "You've been living here for the past few days? Alone? Otherwise, shouldn't you be with Tao Yanran? Distance makes the heart grow fonder. We don't have to be together all the time." He said it calmly. Tao Yuan rolled her eyes. "You've just rekindled your relationship. Shouldn't you be sticking to each other like glue? Why are you pretending to be calm?" "I'm back. Hurry up and go over." "Why?" "Because I'm back. If the two of us stay in the same place, won't we make each other unhappy? You find me an eyesore and I don't like you either. Why bother?" "Really? Then I'm honored to make you unhappy." He continued to walk back and forth in the living room. The scene was unbearable to look at. In fact, he used to be like this. Most of the time at home he only wore one pair. Tao Yuan was used to looking at him, but after not seeing him for a few days she felt a little embarrassed. Her eyes didn't know where to look. Damn it. She didn't usually see him working out. How on earth did he maintain such a good figure? He was really a walking sculpture. Every muscle line was as three-dimensional as if carved by a knife. Those strong chest muscles were very eye-catching. She really wanted to touch them. She shook her head. How could she have such a terrible thought? Not far away, a luxury sports car worth tens of millions was driving very slowly. The driver was a wild and handsome mixed-race man, swaying his body to the music. One look and you could tell that he was not a decent person. He asked the woman in the passenger seat in a very high mood. "Baby, where are we going tonight?" Lu Qingwan looked up after sending the WeChat message. "Watch the road. My car was just shipped back from abroad. If it gets damaged, you won't be able to pay for it even if you sell it. Your Lu family is the richest in Motu City. What is this car? I like it too. Can you give it to me?" Lu Qingwan rolled her eyes at him and said arrogantly, "Our Lu family has a lot of money. What is a car? It depends on you." "I can't." What a joke. He was the best in the bar street. "Did you bring that? What do you want that for?" "You're pregnant. I can be your family's son-in-law." "You wish. Let's not go to the bar tonight. Let's go straight to the hotel." Lu Qingwan inadvertently looked out of the window. Two familiar figures entered her eyes. She quickly called out, "Stop the car." As soon as the car came to a stop, he rushed out in a hurry. Tao Yuan and Lu Li were slowly walking in the direction of home. "It's getting late. You finished the porridge. You should go accompany your Tao Yanran." "I'm not in a hurry." "Why are you in a hurry? Don't you think you're abnormal? Your sweetheart is back. Shouldn't you be guarding her all the time?" Tao Yuan mocked in a bold manner. *T. The thought of him touching her with the dirty hands that touched Tao Yanran, Tao Yuan had goosebumps all over her body. It was so disgusting. "You might as well just kill me." The smile on his face was unusually bright. "Even if I want to kill you, I will rape first and then kill." "You're shameless." Their relationship was like fire and water. Was it suitable for this kind of joke? He really thought of himself as a pervert. A figure blocked their way and Lu Qingwan asked angrily, "Brother, why are you with her?" Tao Yuan wondered where this Lu Qingwan came from. Both brother and sister were so annoying. "You guys talk slowly. I'm going back." "Stop. Don't go." Lu Qingwan blocked her way. "Brother, say something. Why are you guys together? Shouldn't you be accompanying Sister Yanran?" Tao Yuan glanced at Lu Li. Yes, she also wanted to know the answer to this question. "Why are you here?" Lu Li was a little annoyed with Lu Qingwan. She was too unruly and didn't know how to control her words. Sometimes even he, as her brother, couldn't stand it. "That's not important. What's important is, why are you with this bitch?" Lu Qingwan noticed that neither of them brought a bag. Moreover, Lu Li was dressed very casually. He didn't look like someone who just got off work. He looked more like a couple taking a walk in the neighborhood after a meal. Wait, isn't Tao Yuan's apartment just in front? Lu Qingwan seemed to have discovered something big and screamed, "Oh my God, brother, don't tell me you're living with this woman?" The sharp voice stung Tao Yuan's eardrums. She couldn't help but frown. "I have a name and I'm your sister-in-law in name. Don't call me this woman, this bitch. If you continue to be so reckless, I don't mind teaching you a lesson on behalf of Dad." Lu Qingwan ignored him and anxiously grabbed Lu Li's arm. "Brother, what's going on? Hurry up and tell me. Tell me you two aren't living together, right? Aren't you two incompatible like fire and water? Aren't you two going to divorce?" "When did I say I was going to divorce?" Lu Li's expression revealed a trace of impatience. "I said this is our business. Don't worry about it. You're my brother." "How can I not care? Isn't Sister Yanran back? You two should be living together. Why are you living with this woman? When did it start? Are you crazy?" It seemed that this farce wouldn't end anytime soon. Tao Yuan wanted to leave, but Lu Qingwan grabbed her. Her eyes were so fierce that she wanted to skin her alive. For a second, Tao Yuan even felt that she had stolen Lu Qingwan's man. "You're the bitch who seduced my brother, right? What drug did you give him? Sister Yanran is already back but you're still pestering my brother. Don't you have any shame? You can eat whatever you want but you can't say whatever you want. Am I pestering your brother, or is he pestering me? You should be clear about this. Don't bite people randomly." Lu Li's face darkened. "Are you kidding me? How could my brother pester you? You must have used some tricks to confuse him. How much do you want to hurt him? You vicious bitch." Exasperated, Lu Qingwan tried to slap Tao Yuan in the face, but she was intercepted by Tao Yuan in midair. Tao Yuan slapped Lu Qingwan back. Enough. Lu Li grabbed her hand. Let's talk nicely. Don't hit me. Tao Yuan sneered. Look at her. She's like a mad dog. How can we talk nicely? She was the one who started it. I was just teaching her a lesson. Should I be humiliated by her? She twisted her wrist a few times and pulled her hand back. Your Lu family is really a piece of work. See if I don't tear your mouth apart. Lu Qingwan wanted to rush over again but was stopped by Lu Li. Enough. Stop messing around. Lu Li grabbed Lu Qingwan and said with a heavy tone. You have nothing to do here. Go back. Let go of me, let go. Lu Qingwan was struggling non-stop. Chapter 521. Enough. Don't you feel ashamed to make such a ruckus on the street? Lu Li pushed her away with some force. Lu Qingwan took a few steps back in her high heels and almost fell. Her eyes immediately turned as red as a rabbit's as she pointed at Tao Yuan hatefully. You actually hit me for this bitch. What kind of curse did she cast on you? Can't you wake up? Are you going to let Sister Yanran down by being with her? This is my business. Don't get involved. Lu Li was annoyed. He grabbed Tao Yuan and left Lu Qingwan. Brother? He didn't even look back when he left. Lu Qingwan was so angry that she stomped her feet and shouted on the street. What's wrong, baby? The mixed-blood man saw that he couldn't afford to offend Lu Li, so he hid in the car and only dared to come out after he left. He bullied you? I'll help you teach him a lesson. Stop pretending. Where did you go just now? You useless piece of trash. Lu Qingwan gave him a hard slap, but he was still smiling cheekily. He even put the other side of his face in front of her. Don't be angry, okay? I'll hit you again. Get lost. Lu Qingwan kicked him and got in the car. They entered the neighborhood. Let go. Tao Yuan kept struggling and struggled to get her wrist out of Lu Li's hand. Her wrist was red. You got the wrong person, right? Shouldn't you be coaxing your baby sister? What if she tells Tao Yanran? You won't be able to explain yourself, right? Lu Li frowned. His displeasure was written all over his face. What I want to do is my own business. I don't need you to teach me. I say, do you have to be so sarcastic with your words? How did I offend you? Tao Yuan squeezed out a fake smile. I'm just worried about you. It wouldn't be good if you and Tao Yanran quarreled because of us. Hey, you can't wait for that, right? The corners of Lu Li's mouth twitched. That's not it. Right now, I can't wait for you to be with her. That way she won't bother me anymore. Do you really want to push me away? Lu Li couldn't stand her attitude the most. It was as if she despised him. It was as if he wasn't an object that she could throw to whoever she wanted. I can't afford it and I don't want it. Who gave you such a stubborn temper? It doesn't matter who it is. It's not you. Tao Yuan couldn't stand his tone either. It was the kind of male chauvinist and arrogant man who only cared about his own feelings and never thought about the feelings of others. It was as if no matter how angry he was, she had the obligation to endure it and not show any emotion. What she needed, she thought, was a blow-up doll, not a person. Lu Li was so angry that his liver was trembling. Can't you ever speak properly? That can't be helped. I'll speak the language of the person and speak the language of the ghost. Different people have different attitudes. Towards you guys, this is the only attitude I have. If you don't like to be rebuffed, then ignore me. As for me, I don't want to deal with you. You still have a glib tongue, don't you? Do you think you're very awesome now? Look at you. Who can stand you? Then how can I stand you? But at least I didn't take the initiative to appear in front of you to give you face. But you show up in front of me every other day. It's not like I have to take all kinds of shit and pee. Your Tao Yanran is so gentle. Why don't you go find her? Lu Li became angry as soon as he heard her speak. In the beginning, she would put on an act and speak gently. However, deep down she was cold and vulnerable and didn't care about anything. At that time, he really wanted to tear off her mask and force her to quarrel with him. But now that he really forced her to be like a hedgehog, he would rather she shut her mouth. Every word she said was challenging the limits of his tolerance. Don't talk about Yanran. You don't deserve to mention her name. What do you mean? Tao Yanran, Tao Yanran, Tao Yanran. As long as I like it, I can say it 10,000 times. Am I making you especially unbearable now? Then let me tell you, as long as you don't get a divorce, I will treat you with this attitude. And I can promise you that it will not ease up. It will only get worse. If you don't want to see me like this, then get a divorce as soon as possible. All her topics of conversation revolved around divorce. The corner of Lu Li's mouth twitched, and he squeezed out a sarcastic and cold-blooded smile. In the end, aren't you just trying to provoke me? Do you think this will work on me? Tao Yuan, you should know what kind of person I am. You're really too inexperienced to fight with me. At least I have the ability to make things difficult for you, don't I? Don't overestimate yourself. How can you make things difficult for me with just a few words? Don't think you're so great just because you've been in the business world for a few years. When my company was listed in the United States, you were still making copies for people. Tao Yuan chuckled. You can't win me in an argument, so you start to emphasize your great achievements? I said, no matter how successful a man is in his career, as long as he is morally corrupt, he is still a scum. Do you have the most basic manners for a man? Why don't I have them? I don't know. Forcibly staying in someone else's house, beating a woman and violating a woman, this is called having manners. Your upbringing really makes me gasp in amazement. Lu Li also rolled his eyes. Maybe it's because you're exuding an aura that deserves a beating. If you could behave, would I hit you? A real man will use his charisma to conquer a woman. Only a barbarian will use force. This is also a manifestation of incompetence. A primitive man would just knock a woman unconscious and drag her back to his cave to be his wife. You're the same, right? Looking at her snow-white teeth opening and closing, Lu Li had the urge to pull out all her teeth or sew them back together. But other than that, he actually wanted to kiss her fiercely. He wanted to kiss her until she shut up, until she melted in his arms, until she trembled all over. His throat subconsciously choked, and his eyes became even more passionate. However, of course, Tao Yuan would never think that a man would have a reaction during an argument, so she instinctively thought that the fire in his eyes was anger. But she was not afraid and continued to raise her chin. Looks like you want to hit me again, don't you? Come and hit me. Anyway, it's not the first time. Lu Li closed his eyes. It looked like he was suppressing his anger, but in fact he was suppressing his impulse in that aspect. If she knew what he was thinking, this damned woman would laugh to death. Did you? I don't want to dirty my hands. Just now you wanted to hit Qingwan on the street. Is there a sister-in-law like you? Ha, sister-in-law? When Tao Yuan heard this, she was as sarcastic as she could be. I've been married into your family for 4 years. Has she ever treated me as a sister-in-law? Does she treat me as an enemy, the kind that can't live under the same sky as her? Besides, was I the one who made the first move? Do you believe that if she had a gun in her hand, she could have killed me with one shot? I was just defending myself. Is there anything wrong with that? Do I deserve to stand there and be hit by her? Aren't I here? I won't let her hit you. Tao Yuan smiled and shook her head. What was this called? Lying through your teeth? Last time, when I was beaten up by someone, didn't you just stand by and watch? Do you think I will believe you now that you're saying this? I only know that when she hit me, you didn't stop her, but when I hit her, you stopped me. I'm not like her. No one will protect me, and I have no one to rely on. I can only protect myself. Although her tone was very harsh, Lu Li's heart suddenly tightened and he felt a little sorry for her. It was said that a woman's strength was forced. If someone doted on her, which woman would be willing to be like this? In the end, he was the one who forced her to this point. Didn't I let her go just now? Isn't that enough? I didn't allow her to hit you. What I mean is, she's still young. Can't you give in to her a little? She's still young at 20? A normal person should have established a sense of right and wrong at the age of 15 or 16, and she's just that selfish and barbaric. Moreover, she actually did something that even adults can't do. This shows how ruthless she is. You saw how she and your mother treated me in the first year of our marriage. She was only 16 years old at that time and she was already so vicious. I don't even dare to think about how I endured it at that time. At that time, I was naive enough to think that my tolerance would be exchanged for a little bit of kindness from them. I thought that the situation would change, but what did I get? I'll never forget the hurt they brought me 3 years ago. Subconsciously, Lu Li wanted to escape. That wasn't just a scar in her heart, but it was also his. All these years, this was the thing that he felt he had let down Tao Yuan the most. It made him unable to lift his head in front of her. Mother-in-law and youngest aunt teamed up to force someone else to rape me. If this gets out, no one would believe it, right? Just how ruthless must a person's heart be in order to do such a heinous thing? Now that she thought about it, Tao Yuan still trembled all over. She couldn't bear to think about the horrifying memory. However, it often appeared in her dreams, haunting her like a ghost, causing her to wake up from nightmares. That scar was imprinted on her body, and it could never be erased. Although they weren't the ones who raped me, they were even more hateful than that person. Do you know that I can sue them? If a woman assists another person to commit a crime, it can also be considered as covering up. Of course you won't be afraid. The Liu family can cover the sky with one hand. Even if it's murder and arson, they can still suppress it. How can I sue them? Lu Li was silent. He had never told her that it wasn't like what his mother had said, that he had single-handedly arranged it. On the contrary, when he knew about it, he had immediately rushed to the hotel to save her, but he was a step too late. Since the damage had already been done, it was useless for him to say anything. Moreover, this matter was ultimately caused by him and it was all his fault. I'm sorry. In the end, he could only utter the weakest apology. However, this was the only time Tao Yuan heard him apologize to her for that matter. After 3 years, she finally heard it. She didn't know if she should feel ironic, or if she should feel a little relieved to finally hear it. There were all sorts of complicated feelings in her heart. Perhaps she shouldn't have mentioned it at all. For a moment she was filled with emotions, but in the end she could only shake her head. Chapter 522. Tao Yinran opened the door and was startled to see Lu Qingwan with a gloomy face. Qingwan? Why are you here? Before she got back together with Lu Li, she didn't want Lu Li to know that she was in contact with Lu Qingwan in private, so she told Lu Qingwan to call her if there was anything and not to look for her. At this moment she was a little surprised. Sister Yinran, I'm going to die of anger because of that bitch. Lu Qingwan stormed in angrily, threw her bag on the sofa, and screamed and stomped her feet like a madwoman. Tao Yinran was very annoyed with Lu Qingwan's bad temper, but she still pretended to be concerned and poured a cup of tea for her. What's wrong? Tell me. Tao Yuan and my brother are living together. Tao Yinran paused for a few seconds. Living together? Are you sure you're not mistaken? How is that possible? I bumped into them today. They were taking a walk near the neighborhood. My brother was dressed casually, and Tao Yuan's apartment is nearby, so it can't be wrong. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding, a coincidence? Absolutely not. My brother hasn't lived at home for a long time, and I've never heard of him living in a hotel. He must be living at Tao Yuan's place and he has been living there for a while. But, doesn't Ali hate her? That was in the past. Now, every time I quarrel with Tao Yuan, my brother protects her. I thought that when you came back, my brother would immediately get back together with you. When he was not home, I also thought that you two were living together, but now it seems that is not the case at all. Sister Yenran, didn't my brother take the initiative to look for you? This question made Tao Yenran embarrassed. For the sake of her face, of course she couldn't admit it, so she stubbornly said. He did look for me, but I rejected him. Why? Did you have a change of heart? I just didn't want him to get me too easily. Hey, with your relationship, is there a need to play hard to get? If you ignore my brother like this, he will definitely go to Tao Yuan for comfort, and then you will be the one suffering. I didn't expect their relationship to be so good. Some of the things that happened this time had completely exceeded Tao Yinran's expectations. She was sure that Lu Li still loved her deeply, but she was afraid that he had more than one person in his heart, and Tao Yuan was becoming more and more important. If the scales in his heart were to lean towards Tao Yuan, then it would be troublesome. Tao Yinran was already aware of the crisis in her heart. Sister Yinran, what are you thinking about? Hurry up and think of a way or my brother will be tricked by that bitch. Ali loves me. She won't seduce me so easily. Don't worry. Tao Yinran tried her best to look confident and calm. If Lu Qingwan saw her worry, she might not help her. She had to calm the army first. Really? Don't tell me you're just going to watch my brother and her get better and better? Of course not, but I am very confident in Ali. If he wanted to have a change of heart, he would have done so long ago. He wouldn't have waited until now. But, okay, don't worry. I am confident. You just need to continue to help me. Tao Yinran asked softly. Will you continue to help me? Of course, Sister Yinran, do you still need to ask? I have always been on your side. Lu Qingwan was so firm, a small part of it was because she had a good impression of Tao Yinran, but most of it was because she hated Tao Yuan too much. Tao Yinran tried to win her over, and she also wanted to win over Tao Yinran, the trump card. In a sense, the two were in a relationship of using each other. Well, that's right. A sly smile appeared in Tao Yinran's eyes. I have already thought of a way. You just need to do as I say. Tao Yuan was meeting a client in a Western restaurant, but she didn't expect to meet Fang Yicheng. The two hadn't seen each other for a while, so she couldn't hide her excitement. But Fang Yicheng didn't come out of the private room alone. He was followed by a petite and pure girl. It seemed that the two were getting along very well. His girlfriend? Tao Yuan left the seat and sat back down. Fang Yicheng also saw her. After a second of surprise, he nodded at her. Tao Yuan smiled back and watched the two leave the restaurant. Today's conversation went well. The client nodded with satisfaction. As they said, Manager Tao is really an excellent partner. I look forward to working with you. Manager Zhang, you flatter me. Not at all, I am telling the truth. I don't know when you are free to have a meal with me? Let's not talk about business, we just want to be friends. Tao Yuan had long heard that he was interested in her. She didn't want to give the other party any hope, so she tactfully refused. It is the hotel's peak season. I can't tell you which day. When we are both free, I will contact you again. Oh, then I will wait for your call. Manager Zhang left. Tao Yuan sorted out the information and a piece of paper fell to the ground. She was about to bend down to pick it up when a hand picked it up and handed it to her. She looked up and opened her eyes wide in surprise. Yicheng? Why are you back? Where is the lady just now? I asked the driver to send her back. Fang Yicheng smiled and sat down opposite her. Long time no see. Well, yes, it has been almost a month. How have you been recently? Very busy. I've been working all day long. You know, I used to be sloppy when I went to work. I'm not used to it when I get serious, but it will get better slowly. Fang Yicheng was in high spirits and was still so handsome. However, in just a month he looked a lot more mature and steady. He might not have noticed this change, but Tao Yuan saw it at a glance and felt very gratified. You have been doing well recently, right? You have taken on a few big projects abroad. Why do you pay so much attention to me? Oh, I heard it from Lao Liang. How is he? We haven't played cards together for a long time. Everyone is the same, busy with their own things. Tao Yuan replied casually. The one who has changed the most is you. You are working so hard now, your family must be very happy. I have to work hard. My 3 sisters have been watching me and pressuring me every day. They can't wait to whip me. Tao Yuan was amused by his exaggerated appearance. You are talking nonsense again. They can't wait to treasure you. How can they bear to? Oh, by the way, is that your girlfriend just now? Do you care? Tao Yuan shrugged. If it is, congratulations. Are you being sarcastic or sarcastic? You know that I have feelings for you. How can I change my mind so easily? In order not to put pressure on her, Fang Yicheng deliberately spoke in a joking tone, but there was no lack of sincerity in it. He looked calm on the surface, but his heart was on the verge of boiling with excitement. It was not an exaggeration to say that the time when they were apart was like a year for him. He thought about her every day, especially the first few days, which were too hard to bear. Every time he couldn't bear to see her, he would remind himself with his promise to her. He didn't have the ability to be independent yet, so he was not qualified to compete with Lu Li. He couldn't take her back from Lu Li and he couldn't make her happy. So what he could do was to work day and night, hoping to catch up with Lu Li and prove his ability to her. Now it was far from that day. He had to be patient. Fang Yicheng emphasized to himself over and over again, although the intensity of holding her in his arms was about to drive him crazy. He continued to speak after restraining his excitement. She was introduced to me by my family. She is the daughter of my father's old friend. I didn't want to offend her, so I met her. I just wanted to make friends. I had no intention of doing that at all. But with your charm, the girl will still be moved by you, right? She looks quite gentle and doesn't look like a spoiled rich girl. There's no harm in you two trying to date each other. I won't do things that don't have a result. How do you know there won't be a result if you don't do it? Although I'm sloppy about many things, I'm very serious about relationships. Once I've made up my mind, I won't change it. What I like is the best. No matter how good other women are, I won't look at them. Tao Yuan didn't relax for long before she began to feel the pressure again. She treated Fang Yicheng as a very, very good friend. She was very happy to reunite with an old friend, but they were only friends. Once she felt his feelings, she would feel the pressure. She didn't know what to say and just forced a smile. You don't have to be so stubborn. Go and say this to my heart. I'm not the stubborn one, it's it. It can't tolerate a second one. What can I do? No matter how much he endured, he still wanted her to know his sincerity. The words that were hidden in his heart unknowingly came out. Tao Yuan's heavy heart was a little confused. She didn't know what to say, so she lowered her head and took a sip of coffee. The originally harmonious atmosphere fell into silence. In the CEO's office, Lu Qingwan slipped into the office when the secretary was not around. Lu Li was looking at the contract. He was a little annoyed that she entered without an invitation. Next time before you come in, ask the secretary to inform me first. She's not here. Then you can at least knock on the door first. I'm your sister, not a client. Do you need to do this? Lu Qingwan smiled very charmingly. Her voice was sweet and had a hint of flattery. Brother, what are you busy with? Is this the sofa you bought recently? I like this one. Are you tired? Let me massage you? Lu Li's attitude was cold. Lu Qingwan simply leaned on his back and hugged his neck coquettishly. Oh brother, are you still angry with me because of what happened last night? You know, I'm an impatient person and my words are neither light nor heavy. Why are you so calculative with me? You also know that you have a loose tongue? I'm spoiled by you and Mom. You are also responsible. How can you blame me alone? Besides, I'm just feeling unfair for you. Can I just take it that I said something wrong and apologize to you? If you want to apologize, you should apologize to your sister-in-law. Sister-in-law? What sister-in-law? I've never treated Tao Yuan as my sister-in-law. Lu Qingwan got angry again. In my heart, there will always be only one sister-in-law, and that is Sister Yanran. You and Tao Yuan are going to divorce soon. Why should I call her sister-in-law? As long as she and I are still married, legally, she is your sister-in-law. Chapter 523. I don't care about the law. The law doesn't say that I have to go to jail if I don't treat her as my sister-in-law, right? Lu Qingwan rolled her eyes. I just hate her. It doesn't matter how many times you say it. You should be on the same side as me. Why are you helping her? Lu Li shook his head. I really can't talk to you. Hey, don't be like this. I don't want to fall out with you because of her. Moreover, I didn't tell Sister Yanran that you guys are living together. It means that my heart is still with you. I'm just too afraid that Tao Yuan will steal you away. That's why I said those harsh words. You know how much I love you and how much I want you to reconcile with Sister Yanran. Lu Qingwan tried to use sugar-coated bullets to win over Lu Li, but the result was that his face was still cold. Do you like to meddle in my business that much? The onlooker sees clearly. I don't want you to be fooled by Tao Yuan's tricks. It's not like you don't know what happened between her and Fang Yicheng and those other men. Don't you feel dirty when you touch her? Tao Yuan might not be that good, but at least she's not as bad as you think she is. Not bad? She's just a fickle woman? Lu Qingwan wanted to call her AB*Tisich, but she held it in and gritted her teeth. Do you know where she is now? She's with Fang Yicheng now. Fang Yicheng? This name sounded unfamiliar to Lu Li. After the last time, he and Tao Yuan hadn't seen each other for a while. He thought that the fly had retreated. He didn't expect that it would still be there. It was really courting death. How did you know? Did you send someone to follow her? I have a friend who met her there, Qingwan. Lu Li gritted his teeth. Okay. I got someone to watch her. The purpose is to find evidence of her cheating. If you want to see, I have a bunch of photos of her dating other men. Do you want to see? Lu Li stood up and reprimanded. You're really too much. I'm going too far? I only wanted to help you get justice. How was that too much? If I hadn't sent someone to follow her, do you know where she is now? You probably think she's still working properly, don't you? Lu Qingwan felt that her good intentions had been ruined and was very angry. According to her thoughts, when Lu Li heard the news, he should be very angry and want to settle the score with Tao Yuan. Why did he turn the spear against her? He couldn't tell right from wrong. Did I ask you to do that? I'm your sister. I want to help you. You're more of a hindrance. You're only 20 this year. Where did you learn these despicable methods from? Despicable? Lu Qingwan jumped up in anger and pointed at her nose. You dare to call me despicable? I'm your sister, how can you say that to me? Tao Yuan made you a cuckold. Why don't you call her shameless? Brother, did she cast a spell on you to make you so muddle-headed? It's obvious that she cheated. Do you still want to find an excuse for her? If I didn't make it clear before, then let me tell you clearly again. Tao Yuan and I haven't divorced yet. She's my woman and your sister-in-law. If you deal with her, you're going against me. If you weren't my sister, do you know what I would do to you? Lu Qingwan was so scared that she didn't dare to speak. This is the last time I'm warning you. You'd better behave yourself. After Lu Li said this, he asked his secretary to invite Lu Qingwan out. In the dining room, Tao Yuan and Fang Yicheng sat by the window. Neither of them spoke. As for Fang Yicheng, he enjoyed the peace of staring at her quietly. As long as he was with her, even if he didn't say anything, it was a rare happiness for him. He wished that time would pass slower. He wished that every bit of feeling at this moment could be clearly remembered in his heart. As for Tao Yuan, she was so stressed that she couldn't breathe. She didn't know what to say. After a while she just squeezed out a smile. Do you want to go to Ximen Street for dinner? Fang Yicheng suddenly suggested. No. Well, the girl just ordered a salad. I didn't eat much. I'm hungry. You probably didn't eat much either. Tao Yuan looked at her phone. It was only 7 o'clock. It wasn't too late, so she agreed. The two arrived at Ximen Street. As usual, they ate from one end of the street to the other. There were some snacks. Both of them had a preference for spicy food, so they could eat together. It was so spicy that they sweated profusely, but it was very enjoyable. After eating for a whole 2 hours, when they arrived home, Tao Yuan's stomach was bulging, but she still felt a little unsatisfied. I suddenly remembered that I had forgotten to eat something just now. It turned out to be duck blood vermicelli. Shall we go back now? Forget it. It's too far. Next time. Fang Yicheng's eyes darkened. Next time? When would the next time be? He didn't dare to think about it. He forced himself not to look for her. Today he used a chance encounter as an excuse to deceive himself. As long as he didn't take the initiative to see her, it was not against the rules. But he was still with her. He really couldn't bear to let her go. He looked out of the window. He still lives with you. Tao Yuan didn't say a word. Fang Yicheng was very jealous. But this feeling couldn't be described as simple jealousy. It was more of the pain of his own powerlessness. If he had worked hard earlier, perhaps he would have the capital to compete with Lu Li now, and he wouldn't be so useless. Are you getting back together? He tried to ask in the calmest voice, but his trembling throat still revealed his sadness. No. Tao Yuan sighed. In fact, she really shouldn't tell Fang Yicheng about her relationship with Lu Li, because she didn't want to give him hope. But hearing his suppressed pain, she still couldn't bear to hear it. You know how he is. Most of the time it's really unbearable. My relationship with him is constantly deteriorating. I'm thinking of a way to divorce him. Divorce? Fang Yicheng immediately looked at her, his eyes burning with hope. You want to divorce him? I had this idea for a long time, but he just refused to leave. Forget it, let's not talk about this. It's getting late, you should go back early. Good night. She was about to get out of the car, but Fang Yicheng held her hand tightly. If you divorce, can you be the first to tell me? Tao Yuan couldn't help but nod. But I'm afraid it's not that easy. You know, he's very difficult to deal with. If he doesn't want to do something, he will definitely not do it. I can't do anything about it. The trace of joy in Fang Yicheng's heart was instantly extinguished. He lowered his head and stayed silent for a long time. I know it's all my fault. I'm useless. Do you know? The thought of you living with him makes me crazy with jealousy. But the funny thing is, I don't even have the capital to be jealous. I ask myself, even if I'm jealous, so what? I'm useless, I can't snatch you back. So, I can only work hard and work overtime day and night. I can't wait to catch up with Lu Li. I know it's wishful thinking, but other than this, what else can I do? Yuan, I can't do anything about you being with him now. But once you divorce, once I snatch you back, I'll forget everything about you and him in the past. I want to start again with you. No matter what you've been married before, no matter what happened between you and him, to me that's all in the past. I only want to think about the future with you. Fang Yicheng knew that his way of thinking was very cowardly and it was a display of extreme incompetence. But if he was always shackled by the past and didn't look forward to their future, he would be driven crazy by himself and he would definitely die in pain. To be honest, I'm very grateful for your efforts. But I hope that you work hard for yourself. Only by being strong in your heart, can you truly be strong and not for me. Don't say that, at least let me have a goal. Right now, when I think of you, my whole body is filled with strength. My family means that I can get things without sewing. I've had everything since I was young, so I take everything for granted. But you're different. You're the most precious treasure in my life. For you, I'm willing to do anything. I've never tried so hard to do something. But you should become stronger for yourself. Wait until you get used to working hard, or should I say, wait until you become strong. Then you'll feel that I'm not that good and that you deserve a better girl. I don't know what a better girl is. Fang Yicheng shook his head. I only know that after so many years I've met all kinds of women, but I only want you. I only want you. His firm gaze started to make Tao Yuan feel pressure again. This feeling moved her, but at the same time, it made her feel a burden. But it was undeniable that everyone had their own beliefs and goals. People didn't have the right, nor did they have the ability to change anyone. Fang Yicheng's love was very firm. It wasn't something that could be changed by a few words from her. And the more she said, the more stubborn he might be. After all, men's desire to conquer was very strong. The more they couldn't get, the more they wanted it. It was useless for her to say more. She could only let him think clearly and let it go. If you insist on thinking that way, I can't do anything about it. But I hope you understand that I only see you as a good friend. I've never thought about a future with you. Whether I divorce Luli or not, it's the same. Don't say that. Fang Yicheng let go of her hand and turned his face to the other side in resistance. Even if you say that, I won't give up. But you don't have to make me sad, do you? I just don't want you to have hope and then be disappointed. That's my business. Similarly, feelings are also between you and me. It has nothing to do with my family, and it has nothing to do with your past. Isn't it just marriage? It's not murder or arson. You don't owe anyone, so there's no need to feel inferior. He continued to speak. Before that sentence just now, everything was very harmonious. I only remember what happened before. As for what you said after that, I've forgotten. Deep down, Fang Yicheng was also a proud and domineering man. There was no need to say more about Tao Yuan. Then I'll leave first. After she got out of the car, she had only taken 2 steps when 2 long arms suddenly hugged her from behind. He hugged her tightly in his arms and pressed his chest against hers. That strong body was actually trembling. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have treated you like that. He buried his head in her ear and murmured deeply and forcefully. Chapter 524. His attitude just now wasn't bad. Was it because he cared about her so much that he would feel guilty even if he said a few harsh words? He was like a fragile child, full of strong attachment to her, arousing Tao Yuan's maternal instinct. She especially wanted to turn around and hug him, caress his hair, and use the most gentle words to comfort him. She imagined that what she did was out of sympathy. If she really did that, it would only cause Fang Yicheng to misunderstand. So she endured it. Being infected by him, her body also trembled slightly. No, you didn't let me down, Yicheng. I let you down. I owe you too much. Don't say such words, I love you willingly, you don't owe me anything. Fang Yicheng smiled bitterly. Do you know? Sometimes I also blame you, why don't you love me, why don't you even give me a chance? But I think, your appearance is already the best thing in my life. To be able to meet you, I'm already very happy, really? Don't say anything, don't deprive me of my only hope, okay? People without hope are very pitiful, do you want me to be that miserable? His sorrowful voice pierced Tao Yuan's heart. How did she deserve to be loved by him like this? Thinking of you in my heart, working hard for our future, I'm already very happy. I always fantasize that when my ability surpasses Lu Li, when I'm no longer bound by the Fang family, you can rightfully stand by my side. I know this will take a very long time, but no matter how long, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, even longer, I'm willing to wait, I won't give up because you're someone worthy of me working hard for the rest of my life. After hugging for a long time, Fang Yicheng reluctantly let go of Tao Yuan and laughed at himself. I can only do this if I continue to hug you, I really can't bear to let go. He was very tall and very naturally touched the top of Tao Yuan's head. The streetlight reflected on his face, infusing it with gentleness, sincerity, and purity. Actually, I really want to elope with you and roam the world. Do you know how much courage it takes to let you go? But now, every time I let go, it's worth it. I will definitely get you back. Before that, I'll hand you over to that bastard Luli for safekeeping. However, you have to protect yourself. You are not allowed to hold his hand, hug him, or kiss him. In short, you are not allowed to do anything intimate. It is best to keep a distance of more than 1 meter from him. Fang Yicheng said seriously, and Tao Yuan couldn't help laughing. Even if you didn't say it, I would still do it. Do you think I like being intimate with him? He's a cold-faced llama, scaring me to death. I can't wait to stay as far away from him as possible. That's right, he's just that annoying. Fang Yicheng said that he was disgusted, but he was actually very worried. No matter how hateful Lu Li was, he was still a very charming man. He was really afraid that Tao Yuan would fall in love with him after a long time. That was too terrifying. He didn't even dare to think about it. He could only lie to himself that she would never fall in love with him. He still had a chance and he had to work hard. I'm really happy today. He revealed a blissful smile. You can go up. Good night. Me too. Drive carefully. Upstairs, a figure had been standing there for an hour. The man's face was frighteningly cold from the cold wind. Pushing the door open, the living room was dark. Tao Yuan secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Luckily he wasn't at home. Otherwise it would be terrible if he saw the scene downstairs. She turned on the lights and placed her bag on the dining table. She pinched her eyebrows and walked tiredly to her room. You're finally willing to come back? The sudden voice shocked Tao Yuan so much that she almost jumped up. Only then did she realize that Lu Li was sitting on the sofa with 2 empty wine bottles on the table. She was still in a state of shock and frowned. Why are you at home? Why don't you turn on the lights? Lu Li held a glass in his hand. It was filled with ice cubes and wine. A layer of ice water seeped out of the glass and wet his fingers. He didn't say anything and just stared at Tao Yuan with a faint smile. Coupled with the fact that she was already a little guilty, she became even more nervous under his gaze. She composed herself and walked towards the room. Stop. Did I say you can leave? This is my home. It's my freedom to go wherever I want. It's your freedom. You can go wherever you want and see whichever man you want. Is that it? His sexy lips curled into a faint smile, and there was an unfathomable glint in his eyes, which made Tao Yuan feel a sense of danger seeping out of her back. Did he see it? Where did you go? This is my business. I don't need to report it to you. I told you to stop. Did you hear me? His tone was a little heavier and his eyebrows sank slightly. But his expression wasn't that scary. Tao Yuan couldn't help but freeze on the spot. Her face slowly stiffened and her body tensed up. What did you do today? He drank a mouthful of wine and asked slowly. The dangerous tone made her vigilant. She carefully considered the answer in her heart. What else can I do? Isn't it just going to work? Work? You're not in the hotel this afternoon. Did you plant someone around me to spy on me? My every move is so clear. Do you have a hobby of spying on others? Tao Yuan was irritated by this invasion of privacy. She made a few sarcastic remarks. Who told you to be dishonest? His behavior and his natural tone made Tao Yuan feel a strong resistance. Her eyebrows furrowed even tighter. I am not your puppet, nor am I your toy. What I want to do and where I want to go, it's none of your business. Your way of doing things has violated my personal freedom. You'd better stop it immediately. Is this a commanding tone? He pondered over her tone. In his eyes, the cluster of flames seemed to burn brighter. So what if I am? No one is willing to live under the surveillance of another person. I don't care what you do. You don't have to care what I do. I'm not your prisoner. Lu Li stood up. His body was a little wobbly. So what you're saying is that I, as your husband, can't control which man you go to see. Is that it? His steps were very slow, but he was still getting closer to her. Tao Yuan was nervous and took 2 steps back. Although her back was straight, it still revealed her uneasiness. Say something, isn't it? You're drunk. I can't be bothered to talk to you. She wanted to escape, but Lu Li grabbed her wrist and pinned her to the wall in a second. Her right arm was held high by him. Her armpit was very painful. She felt that her whole body was lifted up, and the soles of her feet were slightly in the air. Let go. I just went to see Fang Yicheng. You really saw it all. Tao Yuan's heart tightened, but she still held her head high. So what if I did? Can't I see him? He still hasn't given up? He even dares to touch my woman. It seems that he's determined to let Madame Fang die with him. Tao Yuan's face turned pale. Don't act recklessly. I just met him. We didn't do anything. Didn't you say that he was your old lover? You met your old lover and didn't do anything? Do you think I'm a fool? He moved in front of her, and the thick smell of smoke mixed with the smell of alcohol sprayed on Tao Yuan's face, making her frown. Now that she was completely imprisoned by him, his dangerous aura filled the entire area, causing her hair to stand on end. You left the restaurant at 7. Where did you go with him after that? Tao Yuan wanted to say, it's none of your business, but she was worried that if she angered Lu Li, he would find trouble with Fang Yicheng, so she could only explain. We're going to eat. Where do you want to eat for so long? Let me guess, Ximen Street? Is it that simple? That's the place where you guys had a date before? Lu Li sneered. I thought he used some advanced methods to win you over. Turns out that he could buy you over with just a few meals from a roadside stall. You don't want to be the Mrs. Lu that everyone envies, and you insist on making yourself cheap like a roadside stall. You're really a frivolous woman. Oh, or perhaps you're tired of living a life of luxury and want to find something fresh and exciting. Is that it? He spoke with a hint of drunkenness, and his voice was even more sarcastic, like needles pricking Tao Yuan's ears. She bit her lips and didn't make a sound, staring at him stubbornly. Is it fun to play a poor man's game? Is it fun to keep a pet? Do you really enjoy the feeling of a man circling around you? Do you think this is true love? I think he's just a slave. How useless must a man be to allow himself to be played around by a woman? Tao Yuan finally squeezed out a sentence when she couldn't take it anymore. It's not interesting in your eyes, but to me, it's much more interesting than being Mrs. Liu in name only. In name only? Are you hinting for something to happen between us so that you can take the position of Mrs. Liu? You're too imaginative. What I mean is, that's the kind of life I feel alive. To me, the title of Mrs. Liu means nothing at all. Envied by everyone? Ha, like a fish drinking water, only I know if it's hot or cold. Only I know that it's a shackle. However, Tao Yanran would want it very much. It's been 4 years and she's been waiting for it. What Lu Li hated the most was Tao Yuan mentioning Tao Yanran at the drop of a hat. Back then, when she was pestering him shamelessly, she used all sorts of despicable methods to snatch him away from Tao Yanran. Now that there was a new person, she didn't want him anymore and wanted to use Tao Yanran to shove him back. What did she take him for? A piece of trash that she could take back? She wanted. If she didn't want, she didn't want. He and Tao Yanran deserved to die. They deserved to be toyed with by her, didn't they? Lu Li really hated Tao Yuan a little. Do you still have human blood flowing in your bones? I really want to cut open your heart and see if it's filled with stones. Yes, when I'm with you, my heart is made of stone. Only other men can make me flesh and blood again. That's why I can't wait to get rid of you. Other men? Fang Yicheng? You were hugging each other tightly just now, right? What are you nervous about? Do you think I didn't see it? How dare you hug each other right under my nose? What did you do when I didn't see it? Sensing that she was avoiding his gaze, he pinched her chin and smiled coldly and dangerously. Chapter 525. Tao Yuan gritted her teeth and refused to speak. Right now, no matter what she said, it would anger him. She was not afraid of anything, it was just her life, but she could not let him hurt Fang Yicheng. Why aren't you saying anything? Aren't you a good talker? Are you afraid? Lu Li laughed in a deep voice. There was a hidden killing intent in his laughter. Afraid of what? Afraid that I will deal with your adulterer? Your worry is right. I have 10,000 ways to make him wish he was dead. How about we make a bet? Let's bet on how long it will take for him to kneel in front of me and repent for daring to touch my woman. I can't wait to do it when I think of him crying with snot and tears all over his face. This is between us. If you have any dissatisfaction, then come at me. Don't find trouble with Yicheng. The intimate address of Yicheng was another provocation for Lu Li. He gave a cold laugh. So you're saying that he really touched you? No, he didn't touch me. His fingers rubbed against her chin. Tao Yuan was so nervous that she had goosebumps and her back was covered in cold sweat. There was no angry Lu Li, which made her feel even more uneasy. He was smiling, but that smile made her feel that he was plotting something. He was ready to bite her neck at any time. He didn't touch you? Then when you hugged each other just now, was I seeing things? Are you telling me that there's something wrong with my eyes? She swallowed her saliva in fear. That was just a goodbye hug. Goodbye hug? So when you say goodbye to every man, you will hug each other like that? He murmured against her lips. This proves the saying that the more pure a woman looks, the more open she is. To be able to hug and kiss any man, are you born like this or did you become like this? He raised his eyebrows and his eyes became even more evil. Do you want a man? I don't. Don't deny it. He kissed her lips. That kind of torture really made her go crazy. It's been so many times, why don't you learn? His tone slowly became gentle, as if he was lecturing a small pet. Every time our relationship eased up a little, you would always do something to make me unhappy. Did you do it on purpose? Doesn't it feel good to be incompatible with me? I didn't mean to. His lips moved but no sound came out. You've done so many things. Are you trying to attract my attention or provoke me? If it's the former, then you've achieved your goal. You've indeed taken up a lot of my energy recently. If it's the latter, then you're asking to be humiliated. Think about it, when have you not been bullied by me like this? His thin lips twitched as he let out a frivolous sound. Tao Yuan, are you a masochist? Tao Yuan's mind was in a mess, buzzing. She didn't know if she was a masochist, but Lu Li was definitely a sadist. At this critical juncture, she still didn't want the situation to worsen further. Don't be like this. You're drunk. If there's anything, let's talk tomorrow. I've drunk, but that doesn't mean I'm drunk. I'm very sober now, very sober. Anger was fermenting in her chest. Under the influence of alcohol, it actually gave birth to a different kind of feeling. When she was anxious, her face turned even redder. Her eyelashes trembled nervously. Her pair of dark eyes were lively and her thin lips were tightly bitten, making her look stubborn but beautiful. Right in front of him was her milky white skin, her exquisite facial features, and further down was her slender, swan-like neck. Lu Li's gaze became more and more intense. Once the fire in his body burned, it became more and more vigorous and his body became anxious. She obviously hated this kind of feeling, but the smell of tobacco and alcohol on his body, and the domineering aura that belonged exclusively to Lu Li filled her entire world. She couldn't think of anything else and her mind was in a completely blank state. "You don't know what you're doing?" She swallowed her saliva with difficulty. "I'm very clear. Are you afraid?" That would only make him want to devour her even more. Lu Li's smile became more and more profound. The fingers that were pinching her chin began to move to other parts of her face, gently caressing her cheeks. "Why are you nervous? You can cuddle with Fang Yicheng but I can't?" I didn't think that he would suddenly hug me." She tried to explain. "Oh, so he hugged you forcefully? Then tell me, should I chop off his left hand or his right hand? Or, should I chop off both hands at the same time?" His voice was deep and full of emotion, but his eyes were cold. "But you didn't push him away, right? Cuddling with another man downstairs, you're courting death." "Lu Li, let go, don't be like this." "Like what?" He bumped into her, causing her to groan. "Like this?" He lowered his head and bit her lips harshly. "Like this? Or, like this? What are you doing?" Tao Yuan screamed. "What do you think I'm doing? We've been married for 4 years, the title of Mrs. Lu is not just for show. You have to fulfill your obligations, don't you?" With that, his eyes turned cold and he tore off her coat. Tao Yuan turned pale with fright and began to struggle desperately. She twisted her body and struggled with both her hands and feet. The fierce pushing and shoving from her hands angered Lu Li, who grabbed her wrist. "Let go of me, bastard. Stop. Fang Yicheng hugged me before, don't you think it's dirty?" Lu Li, bam, the two of them fell to the ground together. When they landed, Lu Li instinctively shielded her in his arms. Tao Yuan elbowed him fiercely and Lu Li was in pain. He turned over and pinned her down. No matter how she kicked and hit him, he just wouldn't let go. He tore off his tie and threw it on the ground. Then he began to unbutton his shirt, like a beast hunting its prey, his eyes fierce and sharp. "When you used other men to provoke me, didn't you think about this? It's not the first time I've treated you like this. You always forget the pain after the scar has healed. Do you really think I won't dare to do anything to you?" With that, he tore off her shirt. "Don't be like this, you're crazy. Let go of me, let go." Tao Yuan felt ashamed and was so anxious that her eyes turned red. She was touched and frightened. She regretted angering him. "Fang Yicheng and I, there's really nothing between us. I didn't do anything wrong, don't be like this." Lu Li, with a muffled pain, both her hands were pressed on the floor. "Won't you know after the body check?" I didn't." Tears blurred Tao Yuan's eyes. "Don't do this to me, please." He couldn't control his strength and left streaks of red marks on her body. Tao Yuan was in so much pain that she arched her body. "Look, you said no, but you still say you're not a woman who says one thing but means another? Lu Li, you bastard. You're not human. You'll go to hell." "Scold, continue scolding." Lu Li's eyes were also dyed red. "Don't worry, even if I go to hell, I'll drag you with me. I don't want to be with you even if I die." Tao Yuan gritted her teeth and scolded him. "That's not up to you to choose." He lowered his head and bit the side of her neck. He bit hard like a vampire, wanting to suck all the blood out of her. "Stop, please don't be like this." "Lu Li, I beg you." Tao Yuan started to cry. She was really scared. "I beg you, don't be like this. You've already sent someone to rape me once, do you want to do it again?" This scream made Lu Li's rough movements suddenly stop, and his whole body trembled. It was like a basin of ice water had been poured down, and his whole body turned cold. He couldn't continue. A sense of shame, a sense of guilt, twisted his heart fiercely. Looking at her tearful face, he suddenly felt that he should really go to hell. While he was absent-minded, Tao Yuan fled in a hurry, as if she was afraid that he would catch up and crawled far away. Her face was covered in tears, but the strong sense of humiliation made her so angry that she cursed. B****, people like you won't have a good ending. Let me tell you, doing this will only make me more disgusted with you, and I can't wait for you to die. Don't think of using this method to get me. You can do whatever you want to me, but I won't give in even if I die. Even if I die, I'll divorce you. After saying that, he ran back to the room and slammed the door. Bang! Luli sat on the ground dejectedly, and her words still echoed in his ears. You've already sent someone to rape me once, do you want to do it again? He couldn't wait to slap himself. He was too angry just now, and that was why he did such an irrational thing. Now that he thought about it, how despicable did a man have to be to use violence to get a woman? He hated himself like this, but every time she was with other men, it would make him lose control, and he would completely turn into an irrational beast. When he was dating Tao Yanran, he would occasionally feel uncomfortable when she was close to other men, but it wasn't to the extent that he was now. A man's dignity didn't seem to be able to completely explain this loss of control. Could it be love? Luli himself was confused. Tao Yanran got Luli's location from Ouyang Shura. She dressed up and went to the bar to find him. When she arrived, Luli was sitting in a half-open private room drinking, and there were a few women sitting next to him. He didn't care about them, but those women still kept pestering him. She smiled sweetly and walked over. Are these beauties interested in my boyfriend? Several people heard her declare her ownership, and seeing that she was so beautiful, they could only leave unwillingly. Tao Yanran sat down and poured herself a glass of wine. You're still so charming, always surrounded by a bunch of women. Aren't you going to thank me for helping you out? Luli drank a lot of wine and he was already dizzy, but he still had a trace of reason and asked in a hoarse voice. Chapter 526. I came to the bar with a few friends. When I saw you here, I asked them to leave first. Why are you drinking alone? Don't you have a good gay friend? Where's Lin Yuqing? Luli didn't say anything and took another sip. Tao Yanran guessed that Luli's drinking had something to do with Tao Yuan. She was very jealous, but she didn't say anything. As your old friend, I shouldn't ask why you're drinking at this time. I just need to drink with you. Isn't that right? Come, since we've met, I'll drink with you. Luli clinked glasses with her. He was about to leave after drinking, but there was one more person to accompany him, so he ordered 2 more bottles of wine. He drank one glass after another, but Tao Yanran only drank a big glass at the beginning. Then she took small sips and observed him quietly. After drinking 2 bottles of wine, Luli fell on her shoulder, and a strange sneer appeared at the corner of her mouth. Luli had nightmares all night. When he woke up, his head seemed to be torn apart. The pain was terrible and his mind was muddled. He supported his upper body and sat up. He was very tired. He closed his eyes for a long time before he slowly opened them to adapt to the light. In the hotel room, his clothes were neatly folded on the sofa. As for his body, he pulled the quilt and wore only one. Last night he went to the bar after quarreling with Tao Yuan, and then he met Tao Yanran. Luli cursed in his heart. Could it be that he and Tao Yanran? Just as he was worrying, Tao Yanran walked in wearing a silk spaghetti strap nightgown. She was holding a glass of orange juice in her hand and smiling. You're awake. Tao Yanran was the kind of sexy woman who wore clothes boldly. When people saw her, they would think of words like seductress and stunner. Luli didn't deny that any man who saw Tao Yanran's blood would boil and want to throw himself at her. It was impossible for him to say that he didn't feel anything at all. But strangely at this moment Tao Yuan, who was wearing a set of pure cotton pajamas, appeared in his mind. She guarded against him as if he was a wolf. She wore pajamas with long sleeves and trousers every day like a conservative old lady. But what was even more perverted was him. On one hand he despised her for being old-fashioned and disgusting, but on the other hand he couldn't control the urge to rip her pajamas apart. Tao Yanran walked over, her skirt fluttering. Thirsty? She handed him the orange juice. Luli felt like he had a mouthful of sand stuck in his throat. He was extremely thirsty. Just as he was about to reach out, he saw the red lipstick mark on the blanket and retracted his hand. No thank you. Tao Yanran glanced at the lip print and teased. When did you become so pure? We've already slept together and we've exchanged saliva countless times. Do you still mind this? Let's not talk about the past. Last night? Tao Yanran wanted to say something but stopped. Her expression was very ambiguous. I don't think anything happened between us last night. If there was, Luli thought that he would have an impression of it. Moreover, he was so drunk that it was questionable whether he had the ability to do it. How do you know that? Are you sure? I was drunk. Most of it was because of drunken sex. But I'm not a normal drunk. Then do you remember that you vomited in the middle? Luli thought about it. His head hurt, so he shook his head. You can't remember anything. How do you know if we did it last night? You were very drunk, but after vomiting you will be much more sober. So no matter what happened after that, it is normal. Lu Li frowned and was skeptical. He really wasn't 100% sure about what happened after drinking. Tao Yinran sat on the edge of the bed, her upper body leaning toward him. Almost half of her body was pressed against his. Her eyes were charming and seductive. She moved closer to his ear, the corners of her mouth slightly raised, and she breathed out faintly. You're better than before. Lu Li froze. At this moment he had a feeling of betraying Tao Yuan. He had never thought of getting back together with Tao Yinran. If they did it, then the situation would become very complicated. He didn't want to get back together with her, but he didn't want to hurt her either. Just when he didn't know how to answer, Tao Yinran suddenly laughed. I'm just joking. Look at how nervous you are. Are you going to keep your chastity for Tao Yuan? These words were sour, and they were half true and half false. You always like to joke like this. Is it fun? Lu Li was a little annoyed. Tao Yinran had always been like this. She was like a sly fox and people couldn't tell the truth from the lies. Sometimes he was speechless. Didn't you like to joke with me before? What? You can't afford to play now? Tao Yinran blinked innocently and touched his face. Don't be like this, baby. I'm just joking with you. I didn't expect you to take it seriously. Oh, I've said that I won't be a mistress. I won't touch a married man. If we want to get back together, the prerequisite is that you and Tao Yuan divorce first. At this point, Tao Yinran didn't say anything more. Just then the doorbell rang, so she went to open the door. After a while she came in with 2 breakfasts. A gourmet breakfast. You like it? You used to eat this every time we stayed in a hotel. Actually, if we are not in a hotel now, I can cook for you. Lu Li got up and put on a bathrobe. I thought you don't cook? Don't you know? A woman like me will only cook for the man she loves. After I left, I learned how to cook. My cooking skills are comparable to those of a 5-star chef. You have to try some other day. I thought you had left. I thought so, but I can't bear to leave you. Tao Yinran's eyes were a little more serious than before. You don't have to doubt the truth of this sentence. Even a person like me is not completely without truth. It's just that some of the truth is said in a joking tone. When I came back this time, I never thought of looking for you, but fate arranged for us to meet. That night, I kept thinking about you, thinking about our past, a lot of things. Of course, I often thought about those years abroad, but the feeling was different from that night because I was in the same city as you, breathing the same air. The next day, I asked for half a month's leave from the company. I didn't dare to look for you, but I really wanted to meet you. Maybe not seeing you is the best, but a person's heart can't be controlled, and it will become more and more greedy. After seeing you once, I will want to see you a second time, a third time, and then I will fall. Hee, should I not have said such words? Tao Yinran laughed at herself, and her face showed a rare helplessness. Lu Li's heart felt like it had been pierced by a needle. He said nothing and walked into the bathroom in silence. After taking a shower, he sat down to eat breakfast. Tao Yinran looked at the shining man in the sun and asked herself, how could she bear to leave him for 4 years? How could she? However, when she was caught by Tao Yuan, she had no other choice. If Tao Yuan hadn't known that her child was not Lu Li's, the situation would have been completely different now. She had become Mrs. Lu, who was envied by thousands of people, and they would have a perfect family. The strong contrast made Tao Yinran feel angry. Shen Xinhui stole her mother's man, and Tao Yuan stole her man. They were born to be a disaster. If it was her own fault 4 years ago, then she had been punished enough. This time when she came back, she must find the mother and daughter to settle the score. Tao Yinran was already planning a plot in her heart, but it couldn't be seen on her face at all. In front of Lu Li she was less noble and cold, more docile and obedient. Even if she was a cunning fox, she would be willing to become a gentle cat in front of him. How about breakfast? Not bad. Does your head still hurt? Let me massage you? My technique is not bad now. Good technique? Yes, there was a time when my shoulder was not feeling well, so I often went to massage and asked a masseur for some advice. What? Do you think I trained because I often massaged men? Are you jealous? Lu Li really didn't know how to answer her questions and he couldn't sort out his own heart. I said that in the past few years abroad, I spent all my energy on work and didn't have time to have a boyfriend. This is also true. Yes. Lu Li took a sip of coffee. Tao Yinran felt that these words were clear enough, but Lu Li had been so unmoved, which really made her depressed. It seemed that all her efforts were in vain, and she couldn't get any reaction from him. But she was not discouraged and continued to find a topic. Why did you drink alone last night? Boring. I don't think so. You drank very hard. Hee, I'd rather you went to hunt for beauties. Seeing you so drunk, my heart would ache. You didn't drink because you were upset about me, did you? Were you hesitating about whether you should chase me back? One question after another made Luli very depressed, and he felt that the coffee was even more bitter. The topic changed. When are you going to leave? Are you asking this because you want me to leave, or because you can't bear for me to leave? Tao Yinran stared at him, her eyes burning. That's your opinion, I can't decide for you. What if I care about your opinion? If someone really can't bear to leave me, maybe I will consider staying? Yinran. Luli interrupted her. I'm already engaged. You emphasized it to me before, I know. She nodded nonchalantly and asked back. But does that marriage really mean anything to you? Staying with a woman you don't love, or to be precise, a woman you hate. Aren't you degrading yourself? A few years ago she loved you to death, and now she has a change of heart, let alone you. Don't tell me that when she loved you, you didn't love her. Now that she doesn't love you anymore, you're falling in love with her. You're not that cheap, are you? It has nothing to do with Tao Yuan. But from our point of view, I'm married, so I won't be involved with you. If I remember correctly, young Master Lu, haven't you also been in love these few years, with one Miss Lu after another? That's them, they are meaningless to me, but you are different. Lu Li emphasized. If I have sex with you within our marriage, then it will be disrespectful to you. I don't want to blaspheme you, nor do I want to blaspheme our past. After all, I used to really love you. The word used to was like a needle, piercing straight into Tao Yenran's heart. Her heart suddenly tightened and a dull pain spread out. Her body trembled and her smile froze. What did used to mean? Did it mean that she loved him in the past but no longer love him now? Chapter 527. The word used to made Tao Yenran fall into a strong self-doubt. She tried not to be too sensitive. No, it couldn't be. When they met that day, he was emotional. She saw the fire in his eyes. She couldn't be wrong. He still cared about her. He didn't forget her. She forced a smile. I didn't say anything to you. Didn't I say it? I won't be a third party. I just care about you as a friend. There's no need to be entangled with a person you hate for too long. Divorce is a relief for both of you, isn't it? In that case, even if we are together in the future, you won't betray anyone and you won't blaspheme our feelings. Isn't that good? Why do you want to trap yourself? Whether we will get back together or not is another matter, but your freedom is also very important. Are you willing to be bound by her? Is it because she instigated your father to threaten you with the company so that you can't divorce? Is it like this? Tao Yinran was eager to be so her tone was very anxious, but Lu Li denied it. If I want a divorce, no one can stop me. Then why? She has been dragging you down for 4 years. How long do you want? I don't believe that you don't want a divorce because you have feelings for her. What are you worried about? You tell me or I can help you. It's me who doesn't want a divorce. No one forced me. Lu Li was already very disgusted with this question. He put down his knife and fork. I don't want to discuss my marriage with you anymore. Ali, I'm sorry for troubling you last night. Tao Yinran was naturally very unwilling, but she was a sensible woman after all. Even if she didn't want to, she didn't want Lu Li to be annoyed by her. Today she had expressed her feelings. He also knew that as long as he divorced, she would return to his side. However, he was still unmoved. She didn't understand which step had gone wrong. He just closed his heart to her. This matter couldn't be rushed. Tao Yinran said to herself that a man wouldn't cherish a woman who was too active. She didn't continue to ask. She smiled and helped him take the suit. I've already asked the hotel staff to wash them. Put them on. Where are you going? We're so familiar with each other's bodies. It's just a change of clothes. Is there a need to avoid each other? You're so innocent and cute now. Lu Li didn't say anything. He entered the cloakroom and quickly changed his clothes. Tao Yinran took the initiative to help him tie his tie. Look, I've learned all the things I didn't know how to do in the past. I'm now qualified to be a good wife. He smiled. Whichever man marries me is his fortune. What's the plan for tonight? Are you interested in going on tour with the Royal Ballet of Spain? I'm busy. After Lu Li finished speaking, he arranged his cufflinks and left. He did not even say goodbye to her. The more Tao Yinran thought about it, the more he felt unbalanced. His personality was indifferent, but it should be to outsiders, to Tao Yuan. In the past, when they were dating, he was always passionate and doted on her. But now the difference was too big. She couldn't help but worry. Did he really fall in love with Tao Yuan? After the big fight, Tao Yuan couldn't sleep well that night. But she still had to wake up the next day. Her head was spinning. When she entered the office, a few female employees were gathered together. They were all dressed beautifully. Sister Yuan, you're here. Lin Wei ran over. I just changed my lipstick. Does the color look good? Yeah, it looks good. Are there any important events today? They're all so pretty. Director Huang was transferred away. A new director will be coming in today. Why so sudden? Yeah, Director Huang only received the news yesterday. You weren't in the office, so you didn't know. It's my fault for my bad memory. I forgot to tell you on WeChat last night. Tao Yuan replied, yeah. She didn't take it to heart. It was normal to be transferred. As subordinates, they could only accept it. Lin Wei followed her into the office. She was still touching up her makeup. She kept asking Tao Yuan if her makeup was thick. If I remember correctly, you already have a boyfriend, right? She teased. I'm not trying to hook up with a rich husband. But it's important to leave a good first impression on the new director. How do you know it's a guy? And even if it's a guy, what if it's a bald uncle in his 50s or 60s? That won't happen. Yesterday, Director Huang came back and secretly told us that the new director is handsome and charming. He's young and promising. And his identity is very mysterious. He must be a rich second generation. Tao Yuan shook her head. I'm a little worried for your boyfriend. Hey, don't laugh at me. I might like her, but she might not like me. It's 9 o'clock. We have to wait at the elevator. Several groups of people met at the elevator entrance and lined up in 2 neat rows. Tao Yuan stood at the front. A few young female employees chattered excitedly. Tao Yuan gave them a look and they all stopped talking. Ding, the elevator door opened. A pair of long legs stepped out. Gasps could be heard all around. Tao Yuan had a smile on her face. But at that moment, her smile completely froze. She was petrified. Ouyang Shuo? How could it be him? An uneasy feeling immediately surrounded Tao Yuan. She froze there. Only when Lin Wei secretly nudged her with her arm did she realize that Ouyang Shuo was standing right in front of her. This beautiful lady must be Manager Tao. Nice to meet you. Ouyang Shuo reached out his hand. The hands in front of her were white and clean. Obviously he had not suffered much. Looking at Ouyang Shuo's appearance, it was obvious that he was the son of a wealthy family. That's why he's so unruly? Collecting herself, Tao Yuan pretended to be meeting him for the first time. She smiled and reached out her hand. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. His fingers slid across Tao Yuan's palm. An electric current was triggered. Ouyang Shuo's smile deepened. It was a little mischievous. When he turned around to shake hands with the others, Tao Yuan secretly frowned. After a simple welcoming ceremony, Tao Yuan hid in her office. Lin Wei came in with 2 boxes of macarons. Sister Yuan, why aren't you eating? The director bought this for everyone. It's super delicious, but it's very expensive. I've had breakfast. I don't have an appetite. You can have my share. Ha, then I won't stand on ceremony. Lin Wei asked while eating. Do you have some bad blood with Director Ouyang? No, I don't know him. Really? But I think you're hostile towards him. Others might not be able to tell, but I've worked for you for a few years. I can feel that you dislike him. You're overthinking it. No. The more you deny it, the more I think it's true. By the way, the director is so handsome. Can you really be angry at such a handsome face? Is he handsome? Don't you think he looks creepy? His skin is so white it's sickly. Don't you know that this kind of look is popular now? 2 years ago, the vampire series was so popular. They all looked like this. The director came from overseas after all. His facial features are very distinct and his temperament is very different. He's very gentlemanly. What's his background? I'm not sure. All I know is that he was born and raised in England. He's 27 this year and graduated from Oxford University. Do you think he's from a noble background? He looks exactly like the nobles in Downton Abbey. How does he look like a noble? I think he looks more like a vampire. You think he looks like a vampire too, right? I really want to be bitten by him. Tao Yuan was speechless at this world that only cared about appearances. Now it's not just our department. The entire hotel is talking about him. They say he's the only man with the charm to rival the CEO. He's the best of the best. None of them are good people. They're all snakes and rats. Tao Yuan mumbled softly. What did you say? Nothing. All right, help me pass this document to him. Isn't this very important? Isn't it better for you to pass it to him personally? I don't have time. Hurry up and go. Oh, Lin Wei pouted, picked up the document and left. With Lu Li at home and Ouyang Shua in the company, Tao Yuan was surrounded by enemies on all sides. She felt like killing herself at any moment. Lu Li had already made her life miserable. Why did God send Ouyang Shua to torture her? Was he really not satisfied until he killed her? The scene of Ouyang Shua kissing her kept flashing in her mind. Tao Yuan couldn't concentrate on her work. She was in a daze the whole morning. In the afternoon, she decided that she couldn't let those unimportant people affect her mood anymore. She had to pull herself together. She went to the pantry to make some coffee. After a while, she spaced out. What are you thinking about? Tao Yuan was startled and turned around. Ouyang Shua's body pressed against hers. What are you doing? This is the company. Don't mess around. You. He took the coffee beans from her head and waved them in front of her. I'm just taking something. Why are you so nervous? Are you always so nervous at work? Or are you afraid of me? I don't think I'm that scary to make you so scared. His voice was elegant and gorgeous Cockney. Ouyang Shua took the coffee beans and walked to the side. He was only wearing a white shirt with his sleeves rolled up to his elbows, revealing a section of his slender arms. He looked a little lazy and elegant, just like a dissolute young master. But looking at the way he made the coffee, Tao Yuan really had the illusion that he was from a noble family. He was a ruffian and a robber. How could he be a noble? Are you avoiding me? He suddenly asked. No. Do I have to? I don't think it's worth it. But you just give me that feeling. I treated everyone to breakfast this morning. You hid in the office and asked your subordinates to send the documents. You didn't come for lunch either. This is the third time. I don't think it's my illusion. He turned his head and smiled at her. After all, my intuition is very accurate. Men nowadays also had intuition? Why didn't he just say it was a sixth sense? Tao Yuan twitched her mouth. Chapter 528. Oh, I hope I overestimated you. Otherwise, if you hold a grudge against me, it will be hard for us to carry on with our work. He was good at acting, but did she not know how to act? Tao Yuan smiled calmly. You're thinking too much. We don't have any grudges. Why would I hold a grudge against you? That's for the best. I'm going to work now, bye. Tao Yuan escaped from the pantry, but she could still feel the eyes staring at her. She then realized that she had been holding her breath the whole time. The feeling that Ouyang Shua gave him was that he was unpredictable, eccentric, and a very sinister person. In short, he was inseparable from the word sinister. It gave him goosebumps all over his body and made him feel very uncomfortable. Working in the same department, it was inevitable that they would bump into each other. Once they bumped into each other, Tao Yuan quickly lowered her head and pretended to read some documents. She went left and so did Ouyang Shua. She went right and so did Ouyang Shua. This happened a few times and she was sure that he was doing it on purpose. When she looked up, she saw a pair of teasing eyes. Other women would probably find him breathtakingly handsome, but she only had one feeling, and that was that she hated him. What a coincidence. Tao Yuan laughed and tried to pass through the empty space on his right, but Ouyang Shua moved to the right and she bumped into his chest. She furrowed her brows and glared at him, lowering her voice as she asked. What's the point? I can only say that we are telepathic and want to go the same way. I think you're playing a trick on me. Why would I play a trick on you? How would I know? It's probably because I'm bored. Tao Yuan pushed him away and ran back to the office. After a while, Lin Wei ran in happily. Sister Yuan, the director is treating us to dinner tonight. Are you coming? Treating us again? Hasn't he been treating us for 3 days already? Does he have too much money to spend? That's even better, we can get a free meal. The director was very generous. Every time it was a 5-star restaurant. A meal cost tens of thousands. Their family must be very rich. The suits and bags I saw were either custom-made or limited edition luxury goods. They have very high taste, not the nouveau riche kind but the real rich people. Tao Yuan thought to herself, maybe he got his money through dishonest means. Anyway, he doesn't look like a good person. You didn't go the last few times. You should go tonight, right? Not interested. Lin Wei pouted. Is that necessary? Even if you have a problem with the director, you shouldn't have a problem with the food. Wasn't there a saying? Only good food and love cannot be let down. Firstly, Tao Yuan was not a foodie. Secondly, in front of Ouyang Shua, no matter how delicious the food was, it was hard to swallow, okay. As soon as she thought of his smiling face, Tao Yuan felt a chill run down her spine. Are you really not going? I'm not going. Sister Yuan, it's not good for you to be like this. Everyone can see that you have a problem with the new director. Is it that obvious? Tao Yuan felt that she had already been very tolerant in front of others. Unusual, obvious. They are all guessing that the director and you are old lovers, otherwise, there is no need to make things so awkward. Old lovers? Tao Yuan wanted to laugh. Do you think I would like that kind of person? See, you still want to deny it? One sentence and I can tell how much you dislike the director. The director is so handsome, so rich, which girl wouldn't like him? The hotel forum has already set up a fan club for him, and from what I know, more than 20 girls have already confessed to him. Tao Yuan shook her head as she listened. I am speechless about this society that only cares about looks. Compared to looks and money, character is more important, isn't it? Lin Wei blinked her eyes. But the director has a very noble character. Tao Yuan couldn't help but laugh out loud. Noble? How did you associate this word with him? Don't you think that the word sinister is written all over his face? I don't think so, Tao Yuan said earnestly. Young lady, you are still young, you don't know how sinister people can be. Treating you to a few meals doesn't mean that the person is noble, maybe he is planning to fatten you up and sell you. Ouyang Shua is definitely not a simple person, don't trust him too much. Lin Wei thought for a moment, then answered seriously. I don't know what kind of person he is. But Sister Yuan, this is the first time you have such prejudice against someone, I am starting to believe that you two are old lovers. Tao Yuan wanted to vomit blood. Fine, your heart is already completely on his side, nothing I say will change anything, hurry up and go to work. Then tonight, you really won't go? I won't sell myself for a meal. When it was time to get off work, all the department staff went to eat together. Tao Yuan purposely dawdled for 10 minutes before leaving her alone. She didn't even dare to go home these few days after quarreling with Lu Li, so she stayed at Pan Chi's place. Just as she walked out of the building, a sports car ran towards her. She was shocked and froze on the spot. The sports car braked and stopped less than 2 steps in front of her. She was annoyed when she came back to her senses. What the hell are you doing? Seeing that you are so distracted, I am helping you return your soul. Ouyang Shua joked. Then should she still thank him? Tao Yuan really found him annoying no matter how she looked at him. Get in the car. No need, I can go home myself. You didn't drive here today. I will flag a taxi in front. It's not good to flag a taxi at this time. Then I will take the bus. The bus is so crowded, why do you have to suffer? We have different understandings of suffering. In other words, Tao Yuan was implying that being with him was the real torture. We are all colleagues, there is no need to be hostile the moment we meet. Get in the car, I have something important to talk to you about. Seeing that he looked quite serious, Tao Yuan hesitated for a moment, got in the car and gave him an address. You are not going back to the Lu family? Are you separated from your husband? If the important thing you are talking about is to pry into my privacy, please let me off the car in front. She replied coldly. Okay. I shouldn't have exposed your scars, it is my fault. He shrugged his shoulders. Hearing that, Tao Yuan felt even more uncomfortable. Didn't you go to dinner with everyone? Why are you here? The person I really want to invite doesn't even give me face, so why do I have to go? No matter what, I have invited you 3 times, can't you do me the favor once? You are too heartless. I am not interested in dinner parties. But as far as I know, you have basically attended every department dinner party in the past 2 years. Now you are continuously absent, obviously to avoid me. I want to ask you, do you think this will help the progress of the work? Before Director Huang left, she emphasized to me that you are her most capable assistant, so we have to cooperate well. In other words, I need your help. Ouyang Shua's words were quite sincere. But this was not enough to move Tao Yuan, she still replied with a hint of sarcasm. You think too highly of me, a man as talented as you, why would he need my help? Listen to yourself, you are so sour, is this kind of attitude suitable to talk to your boss? Teamwork is all about teamwork. No matter how good I am, I can't turn the tables if I fight alone. After these few days of observation, Director Huang is indeed right, I admire your ability, I hope you can cooperate with me. As the saying goes, one does not hit a smiling face. Ouyang Shua's words were reasonable. Tao Yuan's expression softened a little. We are all staff of the hotel, we are all for the good of the hotel. If there is anything you need me to do, I will do my best. But I can't even see you now, how are you going to help me? When Ouyang Shua laughed, his London accent became heavier. Even his laughter was as elegant as music. Tao Yuan's heart trembled. At the same time, it was a little strange. Didn't he just come back to China? Why was his Chinese accent so good? The two completely different accents mixed together, there was a different kind of charm. We are all in the same department, we see each other all the time, where can I hide? But the feeling you give me is that you have been avoiding me. I can't even have a good talk with you. Without communication, how can we cooperate? Do we rely on telepathy? His words were not framing her. Tao Yuan knew that she had been too self-willed these few days, putting her personal grievances before work. She had always been a person who was clear about work. Everything was work first, probably because Ouyang Shua left too big a shadow in her. That was why she was so abnormal. It was time for him to calm down and focus on work. And the best way was to say everything clearly in front of him. Okay, I am avoiding you. I can't be as magnanimous as you, pretending that the past never happened. After holding it in for 4 days, you finally can't take it anymore. It was all a misunderstanding before, just take it as my fault, okay? Ouyang Shua had a magnanimous expression on his face, but his words sounded like they were asking for a beating in Tao Yuan's ears, so she immediately retorted. What do you mean take it as your fault? It was your fault in the first place. I said I misunderstood your identity. At that time, you were still the customer service team leader. I didn't expect you to suddenly become the project manager. Let's talk about myself. I didn't even think about working at Wilton Hotel. It was all a coincidence. Tao Yuan shook her head. I don't believe in coincidences. I prefer to believe in conspiracies, human arrangements. You mean I came to work at Wilton Hotel because of you? I didn't know that you are so confident in yourself. Maybe someone is just that bored. Perhaps you had planned this even earlier. Ouyang Shua was amused. Do you have persecutory delusions? It was not to the extent of persecutory delusions, but too many things had happened recently. Tao Yuan could be said to be struggling now, so she was more cautious about everything. She never believed that there would be pies falling from the sky. Even if there was, it would be falling into a trap, and she was always the unluckiest one to fall into it. Moreover, Ouyang Shua gave her the feeling that he was up to no good, so it was natural for her to be wary of him. There is an old saying in China, don't have the heart to harm others, but don't have the heart to guard against others. You kissed me forcefully, and what you did at the dinner party really made me think too much. It's right for a girl to have safety awareness, but it's not good to be too vigilant. If you treat everyone as your enemy, it won't be easy for you to live. Chapter 529. Then what is the possibility of letting bygones be bygones? How long will it take for you to eliminate your suspicions about me? I'm afraid it's not a matter of time. Okay, then let's take it slow. I've already apologized for my previous offense. Can you pretend that nothing happened? Tao Yuan thought about it seriously. I'll try not to let it affect my work. Does this mean that you won't hide from me in the company in the future? You won't even dare to enter my office and let your assistant convey everything? Although your assistant is a feast for the eyes, I prefer direct contact. My assistant has a boyfriend and she's a good girl. What do you mean by that? Are you afraid that a bad man like me will have designs on her? Ouyang Shua teased. No matter how I look at it, she seems to have designs on me. The way she looks at me, there's a phrase called drooling. She has just entered society and is naive. She doesn't know how to distinguish between good and bad, and is easily bewitched. Do you know what you look like? Ouyang Shua glanced at her and smiled. Like a rose with thorns, full of thorns. Then are you asking for a prick? A woman with thorns has a different kind of charm. I like it. Oh, so you're saying that you're immoral and you're asking for a prick? Has anyone ever told you that you're especially cute when you have a sharp tongue? Ouyang Shua touched his lips and revealed a typical playboy smirk. His words were meaningful and he harbored evil intentions. I admire a woman like you who dares to speak. Thank you for your kindness, but I'm not interested in winning your favor. It seems that you still have a prejudice against me. We need to interact more in order to clear up the misunderstanding. Let's start now. Ouyang Shua turned around and parked the car by the roadside. I'll treat you to dinner as an apology. Tao Yuan refused to get out of the car. I didn't say that I want to eat with you. Since we've agreed to bury the hatchet, then of course we'll start immediately. Don't worry, it's just a meal, I won't get pregnant. As he got out of the car, Tao Yuan felt that it was meaningless to continue sitting in the car, so she had to get out as well. The whole street was full of restaurants, both Chinese and Western. Tao Yuan asked, What do you want to eat? I heard that you've been in England for a long time, so you should be used to Western food. You know me so well? It seems like you pay a lot of attention to me in private. The corner of Tao Yuan's mouth twitched coldly. I don't need to investigate. Someone will naturally report to me about your situation. Don't you know that you're the focus of the entire department? I'm used to it. Ouyang Shua shrugged. I receive dozens of confessions from strange women every day, and some of them are so mushy that I can't stand it. I'm thinking about changing to a private number. From Tao Yuan's point of view, there was only one sentence. Sluts were hypocritical. Although he said it as if he was annoyed, he was actually very proud of himself, right? He looked like a shallow man who enjoyed being pursued by women. He changed the topic. Are you used to Chinese food? No problem. I've always liked Chinese food and women. I feel that Eastern women are especially charming. He touched his lips as if he was savoring a wonderful taste. He enjoyed it very much. The color of his pupils, which were like stars in the sky, became even more dazzling. A layer of goosebumps appeared on Tao Yuan's back. His eyes were always so passionate and undisguised. When he looked at others, he would always stare straight at them. His dark and deep pupils seemed to be able to suck people in. In order to end it as soon as possible, Tao Yuan chose a Hong Kong-style tea restaurant. She glanced at the menu. Is there still set number 3? There was no response. Tao Yuan looked up and found that the waitress was infatuated with Ouyang Shura. She did not even blink. She asked again. Is there still set number 3? Oh, braised pork ribs with rice and old fire soup? Yes, there is. Then I'll have one. What do you want? When the young lady asked Ouyang Shura, her face was flushed and she did not dare to look him in the eye. Same as her. Okay, wait a moment. Tao Yuan shook her head speechlessly. She had completely lost hope in this good-looking society. She often encountered the situation just now when she went out with Lu Li. Both of them were the type that attracted women. Lu Li was noble and arrogant, with a kind of cold charm. Ouyang Shua, on the other hand, was evil and wild, with a kind of mysterious charm. Two completely different temperaments, but both were outstanding. When the light dyed his face with a faint layer of gold, Tao Yuan suddenly felt that Ouyang Shua and Lu Li's silhouettes were somewhat similar. But when she looked closely, it was completely different. Their facial features were clearly different. She must have been hallucinating because of the lack of oxygen in her brain. You keep looking at me. Do you think that I'm better looking than your husband? You're not. There's nothing to compare with him. The only similarity was that both of them were so repulsive. Why did you order the same set meal as me? Why not? Do you want to exchange food with me? That's not impossible. Anyway, we've already exchanged saliva. Tao Yuan made a stop gesture. No one will think you're mute if you don't speak. Speaking of this, I thought of a joke. There was a man who had a crush on a female colleague. One day, when he was eating noodles, the female colleague used his chopsticks to take a bite. He was very happy and thought that the female colleague liked him, so she used the same pair of chopsticks as him. But the next day, he found out that the female colleague treated another man the same way. Only then did he know that she didn't like him, but was a foodie. 3 black lines appeared on Tao Yuan's forehead, and the corner of her mouth twitched. Can you be a little more funny? Isn't it funny? It's okay. Anyway, I just wanted to ease the atmosphere. Actually, you don't have to suffer. No matter how you act like an ordinary person, in my heart, you're still a dangerous person. It's just a kiss. Do you have to be so scared? I can't help but wonder if I've offended you in the past. Is that why you're so afraid of me? This was also what puzzled Tao Yuan. They had never met before, but from the moment he appeared, he gave her a very scary feeling. She rejected him from the bottom of her heart as if she had a trauma. When he stared into her eyes and asked this question, she felt a familiar fear slowly spread from her waist, and her whole body turned cold. What are you thinking about? No, nothing. Tao Yuan drank a mouthful of water. Maybe you offended me in your previous life. Maybe we were lovers in our previous life. He was really shameless to a certain extent. As soon as the meal was served, Tao Yuan refused to talk to Ouyang Shua with the reason of not talking when eating and not talking when sleeping. Finally, they had a peaceful meal. On the way back, Ouyang Shua asked, "It's still early. Let's have a drink and chat? I have to go home and work overtime. You're even busier than me, the director." Tao Yuan teased. "I can't help it. It's easy to be a leader, but the people below us are not so lucky. You can't get promoted and get a raise just by lowering your head. It's also important to have a good relationship with the leader." I'm not the kind of person who knows how to flatter. That's a pity. With your ability you can totally take my position. Climb fast, fall hard. It's better to take every step steadily. Maybe it's a slower climb, but at least it's steady. I refuse to deal with the flesh and clean the shoes of the leader. Women are too strong. It's very tiring. But it's more tiring for women not to be strong. Men are even more unreliable. In the end they can only rely on themselves. These few words of hers had evoked Ouyang Shua's feelings of pity. Over the years there were too many women around him. They either fancied his looks or fancied his money. In any case they only thought about how to please him and take advantage of him. Bags, jewelry, houses, and cars. Wasn't that what women wanted? To put it bluntly, it was a trade of power and sex. Each took what he needed. It was a very simple thing. But Tao Yuan's way of thinking was different from other women. He really appreciated people who relied on themselves. Because he himself was one, he understood the hardships. For women, it was even more difficult to rely on their own strength to stand firm in this male-dominated society. Her thorns were also forced out. It was a way to protect herself. "Why are you suddenly silent?" she asked. "Because I'm so touched by you that I can't speak." What's there to be touched about? In this world only a few people have an easy life. Most people have a hard life. In the end she couldn't help but make a sarcastic remark. Of course, someone like you who was born with a silver spoon in your mouth wouldn't understand. Ouyang Shua just smiled. Everyone had their own bitterness. He didn't have an easy life at all, but he wouldn't open his wounds to anyone. That would be meaningless. The car stopped at the traffic light. The heater in the car was turned on. It was so hot that Tao Yuan's cheeks were burning. She felt a little stuffy and it was hard for her to breathe. Tao Yuan rolled down the window. At the same time, the window of the car beside her also rolled down. The man's cold and distinct side profile was reflected in her eyes. Coincidentally, he also looked over. Tao Yuan's heart skipped a beat. A phrase appeared in her mind, meeting on a narrow road. In front of the traffic light, two cars were parked. A black Jaguar and a Lamborghini. The windows of both cars were rolled down at the same time. The man in the driver's seat of the Jaguar and the woman in the passenger seat of the Lamborghini stared at each other. Tao Yuan didn't believe in fate in the past. But at this moment she did. There were thousands of traffic lights in Motu City. Why did they have to meet here? From Lu Li's surprised gaze she could tell that this was a coincidence. He wasn't following her. There was a beauty sitting in the passenger seat, but it wasn't Tao Yenran. She was also a model. She had accidentally flipped through a magazine before. A mixed-race model. She was very beautiful. She smiled to please him, even though his face was cold and he wasn't listening to her at all. And in the driver's seat of her car was a man. This feeling was like a couple having an affair at the same time and then bumped into each other. It was a 1 in a million chance. But it happened at this crossroad. Tao Yuan thought that Lu Li would fly into a rage and rush out of the car to settle the score with her. But he didn't. His gaze was very cold and deep. It was so deep that she couldn't understand it. It was as though under that dark color, there was a hidden turbulence. There was a kind of emotion beating inside. Chapter 530. The green light turned green. Lu Li looked away, started the car and drove away. There was a chill in the air. Tao Yuan seemed to have walked on the edge of life and death. She took a deep breath. Just now, she had been holding her breath and almost suffocated. "Not feeling well?" Ouyang Shua asked. "Why is your face so pale?" "No, nothing." Tao Yuan quickly rolled up the car window. She was still in shock. Let's go." "Are you sure you are not feeling well?" "Yes, I am fine. Just a little stuffy because the air conditioner was too hot. Just drop me off at the intersection and I will walk back." "Okay." Ouyang Shua did not force her. After letting her off the car, he stopped her. "You will not hide from me in the company tomorrow, right?" Tao Yuan was stunned for a moment and then answered seriously. "Business is business, private is private. I will not let personal factors affect my work." Ouyang Shua drove around aimlessly on the road and then returned to the international apartment specially prepared for him by that person. The location was in the most prosperous area in the city center and also the most expensive area in the whole Motu city. A compound house of more than 200 square meters cost tens of millions. His apartment was located on the top floor, directly facing the bright river view, giving him a vast view. But could this make up for him? Haha, some mistakes could not be made up for in a lifetime. Ouyang Shua held a glass of red wine and enjoyed the river breeze. Many memories floated in his mind. Who would have thought that the poor guy who lived at the bottom of society could live in the most expensive apartment in the city and enjoy such a luxurious view? But all of this was not given to him by that person. He relied on himself. In this world he could not trust anyone. He could only rely on himself. On this point he and Tao Yuan had the same theory. Only by relying on himself could he have a sense of security. Ring, ring, ring. The ringing of the phone interrupted his thoughts and a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. What can I do for you? I called you just now, why didn't you answer? Are you avoiding me? The woman's rude voice made him a little impatient, but his tone was as gentle as ever. No. Then why didn't you answer the phone? Are you with Tao Yuan? Yes. You're finally moving. But why didn't you inform me? I could have brought Lu Li to catch the adulterers. She's very vigilant now, especially towards me. She's even more on guard. If it's too fast she'll notice. I have to give her some buffer time. Do you really think so? The other party was skeptical. Don't tell me you have selfish motives and want to spend some alone time with her? He asked, amused. Why would I do something so boring? One night as husband and wife means 100 days of love. You're her first man, maybe you have feelings for her. She doesn't even have enough time to hate me. How could she thank you? She doesn't know it's you. Be careful, don't let the cat out of the bag. You don't need to emphasize it to me. Are you still worried about me? Ouyang Shura took a sip of red wine indifferently, but his eyes were calm and deep. He was a very shrewd man. In the past, his opponents most often described him as sinister. Ah, he liked this word. You're in the same department as her now, so you have plenty of opportunities. Take advantage of them. I'll also seize the opportunity on my side. As long as we cooperate well, we can definitely break them up. Ouyang Shua hung up the phone and couldn't help thinking that women were indeed the most sinister creatures in the world, especially Tao Yenran. She was like a snake, beautiful but very dangerous and could kill the other party at any time. However, it was precisely because of this that this game was more interesting. Tao Yuan. Tao Yuan? He thought about the name between his lips and teeth. To be honest, he had a very good impression of her, and he admired this tenacious woman. It was a pity that she was his prey, and he would not be soft-hearted towards her. Another phone call came in. Ouyang Shua glanced at the number. At the same time, his eyes became gloomy, but the corners of his mouth curved into a smile. Are you busy? The man on the other side of the phone asked carefully. I just arrived at the apartment you gave me. Boss Lu, you're really generous to give me such a big gift. What are you talking about? The Lu family's money is also yours. Compared to what I owe you, this apartment is nothing. I'll try my best to make it up to you. Oh really? What if I say that I want the position of the president of Lu Enterprises? The man was silent. Sure, he laughed mockingly. Don't be nervous, I'm not interested in the president of Lu Enterprises or the Lu family's money at all. Don't say that, you also have the right to inherit maybe in the future. Whether in the future or now, I don't want it. There are some things that can't be made up with money. That's all. Ouyang Shua hung up the phone and his eyes fell on the dim screen. His beautiful side profile exuded a cold aura. However, there seemed to be some sadness in that coldness and mockery. When Tao Yuan got home, she was exhausted and directly fell on the sofa. Are you tired from work? Every time you come back you look like a dead dog. Pan Chi asked. I'm not tired from work, but tired from heart. Well, then you might as well resign. That's easy for you to say. How can I make a living if I resign? Live on air? Or will you support me? Pan Chi answered generously. I will support you, no problem. Hurry up and marry Lu Li. Let's go abroad and register our marriage. I will support you for the rest of your life. Okay, you said it, don't go back on your words. Tao Yuan had just laid down for a while when her phone rang. Seeing that it was Lu Li's number, she directly cut it off. Less than 2 seconds later, the phone rang again and she still hung up. She knew that this would annoy him, but she was really not in the mood to deal with him. She just wanted to be a coward. After several rejections, she simply turned off the phone, and the world became quiet. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. The security guard came to ring the doorbell. Miss Tao? Mr. Lu is waiting for you downstairs. He wants you to go down. Tell him that I don't want to see him. Tao Yuan immediately wanted to close the door, but the security guard stopped her. He said that if you don't go down he will come straight up, and then everyone will be even more embarrassed. The security guard was the one from last time. He knew about their relationship and said awkwardly. Actually, it's normal for a married couple to quarrel. There's no need to run away from home so easily. You are making things difficult for us too. Tao Yuan was speechless. Isn't it your duty to protect the safety of the residents and prevent them from being harassed? Yes, but Mr. Liu doesn't look like someone to be trifled with. I don't want to lose my job. The security guard laughed awkwardly. Just take it that you are pitying me and hurry down. To prevent him from making a scene, Tao Yuan had to go downstairs. From afar she saw Lu Li's Jaguar parked under a tree. One of his hands was on the window, and between his index and middle fingers was a cigarette. The sparks were flashing and white smoke was coming out. She walked over reluctantly. What do you want now? Her tone was very impatient. Lu Li sat in the driver's seat and slowly turned his head to look at her. His gaze was meaningful, but he did not speak. She felt uncomfortable under the stare of his eyes. If you have something to say, say it. If not, I'm going up. He still did not speak, and the emotions in his eyes were hard to read. She turned to leave, but he grabbed her wrist. I don't have time to talk in riddles with you. If you don't want to talk, then let me go. You are too impatient. I am impatient? You are the one who asked me to come down without saying anything. Who wants to waste time with you? I'm not in the mood to quarrel with you. Lu Li let go of her hand and got out of the car. He smoked in silence for a while and slowly puffed out the smoke from his nose. Do you have to be so hostile every time we meet? Do you ever have time to talk properly? You suddenly came downstairs to force me to meet you. How can I talk properly with you? I called you more than 10 times. It's my freedom to answer the phone or not. Shouldn't you be busy with bed sheets now? It's not good to leave your new lover and come here, right? I did not expect that the person sitting in the passenger seat was not Tao Yanran. What? Have you lost interest in her? Or have your appetite gotten bigger and she can't satisfy you alone? It seems that she might not be able to hold on to her position as Mrs. Liu in the future. I'm worried for her. Her sharp and unkind words made Lu Li very uncomfortable. He had already controlled his temper, but why was she still so unforgiving? She probably could not imagine that he was looking for other women just to prove to himself that he did not love her. Other than her, Tao Yuan, he would have done the same with other women. But the result disappointed him. The model's looks and figure were all in line with his taste, but he just could not arouse his interest. He did not even have the urge to go to the hotel, so he sent her back after hastily finishing dinner. But who knew that they would bump into each other at the traffic lights and she was with a stranger? At that moment, the jar of jealousy in his heart was overturned. But because of this kind of thing they had argued too many times. He did not want to argue with her anymore, so he held back his anger. But she was better than anyone else. She was more arrogant than anyone else, and the first thing she said was so harsh. How could he not be angry? Whether it was the fact that Tao Yuan was with another man or her current attitude, Lu Li was very unhappy in his heart. But he still controlled his temper. Who is that man? He tried to use his calmest voice to ask. Adulterer. You already know the answer in your heart, so why ask me? I did not say that. But that is what you think in your heart. As long as any man appears around me, you will think that I have slept with him, isn't that right? It was like what you said. Would I ask you? Speak properly. Tao Yuan took a deep breath. The new director, we just had a meal together, that's all. Really? You see, you don't believe me at all. That is why you are asking this. She was so stupid. For a second just now, she actually hoped that he would listen to her seriously. However, just when Tao Yuan was feeling disappointed, she heard him say, I believe you. This time, it was her turn to be surprised, as if she could not understand his words. She was stunned. I did not come here to quarrel with you, and I do not hate you as much as you think, although I really want to. But I can't really hate you, which is why I can't divorce you. Lu Li finally said what he had been holding in his heart for a long time. I have tried my best to think of you as an unbearable woman, but in my heart, there is always a voice saying that you are not like that. Chapter 531. For a moment, all kinds of feelings hit her heart, and Tao Yuan squeezed out a sentence after a long time. Is there something wrong with your head? Lu Li was speechless. I don't want to hear this sentence when I talk to you calmly. But think about your attitude towards me before. Isn't it normal to make a big fuss? I said I'm already very tired and I don't want to do that kind of quarrel again. He had made the same mistake again and again on the same matter, and he didn't want to repeat the same mistake. Although her involvement with other men still made him jealous, he didn't want to solve it in the stupidest way. Do you think you can believe what you said? You have an unpredictable personality and do whatever you want. You think this way now, but maybe you will have a different attitude the next second. I dare not have any hope for you. Lu Li had controlled his temper well enough. He didn't expect her to be moved to tears, but her current reaction was not what he wanted, and he couldn't help frowning. In your eyes, am I so bad? How do I know if this is your plan? Didn't you spend a lot of effort to please me before and even sent me flowers? But the next day you ran away with Tao Yanran. People give a slap and then give a candy, but you give a few candies and then slap me hard. You played this trick once and I won't fall for it again. The truth was in front of him and Lu Li couldn't refute it. Even if his original intention was not like that, she had already made up her mind. He had nothing to explain and just said, "This time is different from last time. Your credibility with me is equal to 0, and I won't believe anything you say." Tao Yuan reminded herself not to be fooled by his fake sincerity and honeyed words. The pain from last time was still deeply engraved in her body, reminding her not to believe this man. She was stupid last time, and if she was fooled a second time she would be hopeless. She didn't want to die in his hands. The smell of gunpowder began to spread between them again. Lu Li thought that maybe he was too hasty. "Okay, let's not talk so far now. Since you don't believe it, let time prove it. You've been living here for a while. When are you going home? As long as you are here, I won't go back. Do you want to hide forever?" The corner of Tao Yuan's mouth twitched in mockery. "I don't think you'll spend the rest of your life on me. Do you need me to remind you that your sister can't keep her mouth shut? If Tao Yanran finds out that you live with me, you'll be in trouble." Lu Li wanted to say that he didn't care whether Tao Yanran knew or not. He had no intention of reconciling with her. However, Tao Yuan's attitude made him angry, so he swallowed his words. "That's between me and her. That's your problem, but my house is occupied by you, so I'm innocently involved. Actually, it's not difficult for you to prove that you don't hate me. Just get a divorce. Forget it." Lu Li refused without hesitation. In case they were going to argue again, he had to take a step back. "If you don't want to see me at home, then I'll try not to go back. Can you move back?" He took out the key and handed it to her. "I'll return the house to you, okay?" Tao Yuan looked suspicious. When did he become so easy to talk to? What was he planning? "Don't look at me like that. I'm not a schemer. Bad people don't always have the words 'I'm a bad person' written on their faces." Although Tao Yuan said so, she still took the key back. "You'd better do what you say." She turned around and went upstairs. Lu Li stood there and smoked a few more cigarettes. This woman didn't even look at him when she left. The car drove into the neighborhood. Tao Yuan first called home, but no one answered, so she drove the car into the underground parking lot. The living room was dark, but it didn't mean it was safe. She turned on the lights and checked the whole house inside and out. She even opened the wardrobes one by one. She was relieved when she was sure that there was no one. Then she laughed at herself for being too nervous. But there was nothing she could do. After living under pressure for so long, it was hard not to be paranoid. She cooked a simple bowl of noodles and thought about how to return Lu Li's clothes and shoes to him. Maybe she should ask the courier to deliver them to his office. She didn't know if he would go crazy. Although the things were dead, Lu Li was alive. As long as his luggage was still on this day, she felt that he was haunting her and uneasy. Ding dong, ding dong. Tao Yuan looked out through the peephole nervously. There was no one. She felt a little strange. Did someone press the wrong doorbell? Just when she was about to go back to eat the noodles, the doorbell rang again. She looked outside again. There was still no one. What the hell? She opened the door a little and a hand immediately held the door. It was like a ghost movie, which scared her. Lu Li's face was full of pride. "Why are you so timid? Are you crazy? Is it fun to scare people?" The man nodded. "It's fun to scare you." Tao Yuan hurriedly closed the door after she came back to her senses. But it was too late. Lu Li used his foot to block the door. She pushed it a few times, but it didn't close. "Take your foot out or I won't be polite. I won't pay if it breaks. Do you hear me?" She used so much force that the shoe, which was worth tens of thousands of yuan, was deformed. But he was still unmoved. He looked at her with a playful expression, as if he had angered a little pet. He found it very interesting. "Hey you can bear to murder your husband?" Lu Li smiled charmingly. Tao Yuan gritted her teeth. "I want to throw you into the Huangpu River to feed the fish." "You are lying. Can I go in?" "You can't." He replied with an "oh," then pushed the door open easily with his long arm and walked in without any hesitation. Tao Yuan was pushed back a few steps and glared at him angrily. "What's wrong with you? Didn't you return the key to me?" Otherwise, why would I need to knock on the door? He gave her a haughty look. Tao Yuan was speechless to the extreme. You said you wouldn't come and harass me. Men were all liars, especially him. She shouldn't believe a single punctuation mark in his words. You don't keep your word. I said yesterday that I don't live here, but that doesn't mean I can't come. You're obviously quibbling. So what? All is fair in war. I'm already here. What can you do to me? Tao Yuan couldn't squeeze out a word for a long time. Her face was red and she stomped her feet. Then you stay, I'll go. Do you have to be so incompatible? I'm not here to make trouble for you. Luli looked at the half-eaten noodles on the table. It's so pitiful to eat tomato noodles to celebrate the first day of getting back the house. Do you want me to treat you to a meal? No need, I can't eat with you around. As long as you don't make things difficult for me, I'll be happy even if I have to go hungry. She gritted her teeth and was about to leave with her bag, but Luli grabbed her wrist. This time he knew how to control his strength. He only used a little force with his fingers and didn't hurt her at all. Seeing that he was looking at her fingers, Tao Yuan didn't know what he was up to, so she twisted her wrist twice. Can you let go of me? She had a pair of beautiful hands, fair and slender, and her nails were like crystal clear pearls. But, where's the ring? What ring? The wedding ring. He had never seen her wear it before. Seeing how he said it so naturally, Tao Yuan rolled her eyes 10,000 times in her heart. There's no wedding, do you think there'll be a wedding ring? You sound very sad. Then I'll add another one. Add a wedding ring? It was simply baffling. It was better if he didn't say it. The more he said, the more ironic Tao Yuan felt, and the corner of her mouth twitched coldly. You didn't buy a ring when you got married, and you only bought one when you're about to get divorced. Are you kidding me? No one said I'm going to divorce you. Why did you buy a ring for no reason? I don't like it when it's so smooth. I didn't grow a pair of hands for you to look at. Can you let go of me? It was hard to resist him every time. Tao Yuan always tired herself out. Not only was she crushed physically but also her dignity. She couldn't stand the feeling of being controlled by him. You've been crazy about me for more than 10 years. That's because I'm blind. The point is, you should know me very well after getting along with me for more than 10 years. There's no room for you to refuse what I want to do, not even discuss it. You better go out with me now. It's not good for you to waste time. The jewelry flagship store. It was a dazzling sight. Gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry were shining in the window. For women, this was a resplendent and luxurious dream. Choosing a wedding ring should be a very sweet thing. Ironically, Tao Yuan was full of resentment. She felt like a puppet being manipulated by Lu Li, and had to satisfy some of his sudden requests at any time. The shopping guide smiled like a flower. What do you need? Wedding ring. Lu Li replied. Are the two of you getting married soon? Congratulations. Tao Yuan felt the envy and jealousy in the shopping guide's eyes. In the eyes of outsiders, she, who had average looks, was actually able to hook up with a handsome and rich man. It was really a blessing that she had cultivated for several lifetimes. But who knew that he, Lu Li, was a pervert? Outsiders often only saw the glorious side of her life. She could only swallow all kinds of pain and sufferings. What style do you like? Anything. She replied coldly. She just wanted to finish this task as soon as possible. The shopping guide was stunned for a moment. Why did the bride have such an attitude? If it was her, she would have burst into laughter. Then let me recommend a few to you. This diamond ring was just shipped back from France. It's this year's latest design. It has a daisy pattern and is very unique. If you like something more exaggerated, we also have pigeon eggs here. The shopping guide introduced one more expensive and luxurious than the previous one, but Tao Yuan was not interested in any of them. The more expensive the ring, the more ironic it seemed to her. After shopping around in boredom, she finally saw the most ordinary platinum ring. It was just a ring with some simple and elegant lines engraved on it. She quite liked this simple and elegant style. The value of a ring was not about how expensive it was, but it symbolized the loyalty of a marriage. If there was no loyalty, then who would care about the ring? It was just to satisfy his unreasonable request. But this, it was only 5,000 yuan. Wasn't it a little too shabby for rich people? She did not understand. This one. Lu Li's words made the shopping guide speechless. She hurriedly took it out for them to try on. The size was very suitable. Then I will wrap it for you. Task completed, I will go out first. Chapter 532. At 9 o'clock, the nightlife in Motu City had just begun. The lights were bright and there were pedestrians on both sides of the road. As it was nearing the end of the year, it was very lively everywhere. Luli was driving and glanced at the woman in the passenger seat from time to time. She was looking out of the window, and her hair was scattered around her cheeks, making her small face look even more delicate. She looked slightly dazed and her facial features were charming. He couldn't help but compare her with Tao Yenran in his heart. Tao Yenran's beauty was stunning, and her personality was also open and cheerful, very attractive. Otherwise, he wouldn't have fallen in love with her at first sight. In university, the two of them were best friends and sometimes the three of them would go out together, but he rarely paid attention to her. Although she wasn't ugly compared to the dazzling Tao Yenran, she would be reduced to a foil. Moreover, she was always quiet and had almost no sense of existence. Before the things that happened later, he still had a good impression of her. A quiet girl was very comfortable to get along with. To be precise, Tao Yuan was like a piece of unpolished jade that needed time to be carved and polished, and her brilliance would slowly be revealed. She wasn't stunning beauty, but she had her unique charm. The more he looked at her, the more comfortable and beautiful she became. In short, he wouldn't get tired of looking at her, and he was addicted to her. On the other hand, Tao Yenran's wild and coquettish beauty wasn't so attractive to him anymore. Had time changed, his taste changed, or had his mentality changed? In short, everything was different from a few years ago. Lu Li slowly collected his thoughts, looked at the velvet gift box and teased. Such a cheap wedding ring, you know how to save money for me. Why didn't you show mercy when you used my card to buy clothes? We've been married for 4 years, am I not even worth 100,000? I'm not that cheap, am I? How are you cheap? You, Tao Yuan, are nobler than anyone else and know how to put on airs in front of me. Am I not the one rushing to follow your ass now? No one begged you to do this. If you are willing to let me go, I will be very grateful. What do I need your gratitude for? I would rather have your body. He added in his heart, and your heart. She couldn't help but chuckle. You're so vulgar. In the trilogy of dating, women only care about the first two, but for men the first two are just the foundation for the last step, so men are all vulgar. It seems like you have a clear understanding of yourself. While they were talking, they had already arrived downstairs. Tao Yuan was anxious about how to refuse his stay, but she heard Lu Li's voice. I don't think you'd like me to walk you up. Yes, goodbye. She couldn't wait to escape, but Lu Li locked the car door. What are you doing again? Her face was filled with wariness. Why are you so nervous? It's crowded here, so it's not suitable for car sex. Lu Li took out the ring and held her hand. Lu Li, her hand trembled and she tried to draw it back. Don't be like this. The simple platinum ring slipped into his ring finger. He put it on her hand, and the feeling was completely different from trying it on in the jewelry store. It was like a small stone falling on the lake in Tao Yuan's heart, creating circles of ripples. For a moment she couldn't tell what kind of feeling it was. In the past she had been looking forward to this moment. When they first got married, she even bought a pair of rings for herself. But that night he brought another woman home. She threw the pair of rings away. She thought she would never have them again in this life. However, after 4 years he forced her to wear them. Tao Yuan did not feel happy at all. Instead, the tip of her nose felt sour. She felt sad and pitied herself. It's just a joke to make up for it now. She reached out to take it off, but he stopped her. Wear it. A gentle command. Tao Yuan shook her head. I really can't understand what you're thinking. Are you putting on a show for others? But that night you've already embarrassed me. Everyone knows that I, Mrs. Liu, am not favored. I'm still wearing this ring. How embarrassing do you want me to be? I don't care about what others think. Then you just want to humiliate me? I want to use the ring to trap you. Lu Li was very surprised to say this. In fact, it was really just a fleeting thought. Looking at her empty ring finger, he felt uncomfortable in his heart, feeling that she didn't belong to him. Trap me? What do you take me for? A pet of yours? Tao Yuan's attitude became even more intense. Then why don't you just take a dog chain and chain me up? I didn't mean that. He just felt that if the two of them wore the wedding ring, then they were no longer two unrelated people, as if fate had bound them together, as if she belonged to him, and that made him feel at ease. He wasn't sure if this was right or if it was a little too willful, but he was very clear that he wanted to do this. At least it will make other men not dare to approach you. Which man around me doesn't know that I'm married? But they also know that it's just a marriage in name and can be ignored. Who do you think this ring can threaten? Lu Li wasn't happy with her words. At least it can remind you that you're a married woman, so watch your words and actions. If that's your intention, then I'm sorry to disappoint you. If there's a reminder, it's to remind me that this marriage is binding me and that I need to get a divorce as soon as possible. Do you have to be so ungrateful? You're my woman. Is it so uncomfortable for you to wear the wedding ring? Yes, it's very uncomfortable. Her straightforwardness and lack of leeway made Luli a little angry. He felt that he couldn't communicate with her at all. Everything he did would be misinterpreted by her as having bad intentions. Since that was the case, he didn't want to explain anything. This is not a multiple-choice question. From now on you have to wear it. He put the man's ring on his finger and glared in front of him angrily. Tao Yuan hit the car door with her fist and he opened the car door. She slammed the door and left. Fearing that he would chase after her, Tao Yuan ran all the way home and locked the door. She stared at the ring for a while and felt that it was getting heavier and hotter. It was getting tighter and tighter as if she couldn't breathe. She quickly took off the ring and threw it into the drawer. That night, Tao Yuan had recurring nightmares. She dreamed that Luli was chasing after her from behind, asking her to wear the ring. She woke up with a start several times. In the morning, she was listless and drank 2 cups of coffee. In the afternoon, when she went to the meeting room, a hand patted her from behind. Her whole body tensed up. Ouyang Shua looked at her with a faint smile. Are you nervous that it will scare you like this? What's going on in your head? Did you steal last night? The dark circles under your eyes are so deep. She pinched her eyebrows and didn't say anything. Will you still hide from me? As long as you don't scare me, I won't. Let's have dinner together tonight? If you're not used to being alone, I can invite the whole department. You always treat me to such a high-end hotel. I feel bad spending tens of thousands just for me. Money is meant to be spent. It's worth it for you. Ouyang Shua's eyes were burning again. You're forcing me to continue hiding from you by saying that. Tao Yuan wouldn't take his mushy confession to heart at all. People like Ouyang Shua didn't have any sincerity. He used the same way to seduce any woman. She could only take it as her bad luck that she had provoked a playboy and became the prey that he was interested in. But true love? How could a person who didn't even have a heart have true love? But this was also good. She couldn't afford to owe a debt of love. As soon as she entered the meeting room, she saw Lu Li sitting in the middle of the long meeting table. Tao Yuan stopped in her tracks. 2 pairs of eyes met in the air. He wore a wedding ring on his finger, but she didn't, so the man's eyes showed dissatisfaction. In such a big meeting room, the distance between them was so far and there were so many people between them, but it still stabbed her heart like a sharp bayonet. She noticed at a glance that he was wearing a wedding ring. The simple style shone on his finger, symbolizing his ownership and his possessiveness. But her ring finger was empty, and she couldn't help feeling a burst of chill. But why should she be flustered? It was obvious that he suddenly went crazy and forced her to wear the ring. She didn't owe him anything. Why should she accept his arrangement? Although she thought so, Tao Yuan was still creeped out by Lu Li's stare. Why are you still standing? Ouyang Shua whispered in her ear. Tao Yuan hurriedly lowered her head. Ouyang Shua followed and she whispered, You'd better not sit next to me. Ouyang Shua ignored her warning, sat directly next to her, pulled the chair closer to her and asked in a joking tone. Why? Are you afraid that your husband will be jealous? I don't think he cares so much about you. It was really crazy. She reminded him not to sit next to her, but he deliberately leaned so close. It was better not to say it. The pressure around was getting lower and lower. Although Tao Yuan tried hard to ignore it, she still felt cold. President, we can start. Zhou Xingyang whispered to remind him. Lu Li took back his gaze. He asked while looking through the report. How is the year-end discount in the commercial district going? It started a month ago. The response was very good, and the traffic increased by 20%. Su Ming rushed to answer. What about the bidding for next season? It has been completed 90%. It was still Su Ming who answered. Although Tao Yuan didn't like to be in the limelight and be too eager to take credit, in this situation, Su Ming solved a problem for her. Ouyang Shua made eye contact with Lu Li for a moment. He curled up the corners of his mouth in a provocative way. He purposely got close to Tao Yuan's ear and teased. The drunkard has an ulterior motive. I give full marks to the president for acting cool. Tao Yuan winked at him. Don't get so close. Are you afraid of getting pregnant? Director Ouyang, Manager Tao, what are you talking about? Say it for everyone to hear? The man's cold mockery came. Tao Yuan's ears were hot, and she lowered her head guiltily. No, nothing. I think you two are chatting very congenially. Tao Yuan was speechless. They just talked less than 3 sentences, okay? How was it congenial? What did he want her to answer? To say that Ouyang Shua mocked him for acting cool? She couldn't say it. But Lu Li continued to ask. Is it a little secret between you two? Manager Tao is my right-hand man. Even if there is a little secret between us, it is normal, isn't it? Chapter 533. Everyone gasped. A director dared to provoke the president in public? He was too bold, wasn't he? The point was that Tao Yuan was the president's wife, which was even more subtle. This is working time and it's in my meeting. I don't allow anyone to talk about anything other than work. Lu Li warned. Although Ouyang Shua's attitude made him unhappy, he was still a cultured man after all. Arguing with Ouyang Shua and saying some unpleasant words would only lower his own status. He wasn't that impatient. Manager Tao. His gaze fell on Tao Yuan, and her body suddenly tensed up, as if a disaster was about to befall her. Since you still have time to discuss private affairs in the meeting, it seems that you are very free. The hotel's New Year's Eve dinner will be handed over to you. Tao Yuan opened her mouth. Wasn't this making things difficult for her? She had no experience in preparing a dinner party, and the New Year's Eve dinner was the highlight of the hotel. If she messed it up, she would be in big trouble. But in front of so many people, no matter how euphemistically she refused, it would make Lu Li lose face and the result would be worse. Tao Yuan hesitated for a moment, decided to take the task first, and then discuss it with Lu Li in private. I see. Ouyang Shua raised his hand. I'm in too. Everyone was even more surprised. What kind of relationship did this new director have with Tao Yuan? He helped her like this and openly challenged the president. Could this be the legendary war between men? There are less than 10 days left before the New Year's Eve dinner. Manager Tao is too busy, and as your boss I am duty-bound to help. What's more, dinner parties are my strong points. Lu Li narrowed his eyes, did not answer, and directly threw the question to Tao Yuan. Manager Tao, what do you think? Once again she was caught in a dilemma. Both of them were not easy to deal with. Offending either of them would end badly. What should she do? Manager Tao. Tao Yuan thought quickly for a moment and then replied. What Director Ouyang said makes sense. There is not much time and one more person to help. Sensing that Lu Li's gaze had darkened, she continued. If that's the case, then let our team and Chairman Liang's team help together. There's strength in numbers. To think that she could come up with such an idea in such a short time without offending either side. Ouyang Shua smiled. This little fox was quite cunning. Su Meng took the initiative to suggest. Then our team will help too. Since Ouyang Shua had also joined, she would not let go of this opportunity to get close to him. From the first moment he appeared, she was already irresistibly infatuated with him. Despite the fact that they were in a meeting, she winked at him and gave Tao Yuan a warning look. Meaning, this man is mine, you stay away from him. Tao Yuan was secretly amused. What a treacherous man. To think that she treated him like a treasure. If she could make Ouyang Shua stop bothering her, she would be eternally grateful. Then it's decided. I wish you a pleasant cooperation. Meeting adjourned. Everyone stood up. Tao Yuan also stood up, but Lu Li said, Manager Tao, you stay. Ouyang Shua looked at Tao Yuan sympathetically. At the same time, there was a hint of schadenfreude in his eyes. Everyone left one after another. There were more than 100 people in the meeting room, but only 2 people were left. When entering the door, Tao Yuan deliberately chose the seat furthest from Lu Li. They were now at one end of the meeting room and the other at the other end, looking at each other from afar. It seems that you have a good relationship with Director Ouyang. The man's first sentence was sarcasm. Tao Yuan did not know how to answer. Anyway, whatever she said would be wrong. I don't like to talk from so far away. Come here. I'd better sit here. It's convenient for me to go out. If there's anything, please say it. I still have a lot of work. You were just chatting in the meeting. I don't see anything important. She refused to move. Lu Li stood up and took the initiative to walk towards her. Every step was like stepping on the top of Tao Yuan's heart, making her little heart tighten. She wanted to hide, but where could she hide? He was just transferred a few days ago and your relationship is so close? Are you naturally familiar with all the men? Again. Tao Yuan was very disgusted with his sarcasm and replied angrily. There is no rule in the company that we can't chat during the meeting, and we were just talking about work. I don't think so. You should be careful when talking about work. It's so intimate. It looks suspicious. In your heart, I am a casual woman, so it's suspicious for me to be with any man. You can just convict me. Why ask me? If there's nothing else, I'll leave first. Before she had time to get up, Luli had already pinched her chin. However, he controlled his strength and did not hurt her. Tao Yuan instinctively pushed his hand away. This is the company, don't. Why is it so difficult to talk to you nicely? I'm not blaming you right now, so why are you so angry? Compared to him who was full of resistance, he seemed a little lazy. His words were neither slow nor slow, and there was no anger at all. You're obviously suspicious of my relationship with him, and this is called talking nicely? As your husband, I don't like you to be too close to other men. What's wrong with that? I've never used my identity as your wife to ask you for anything. Even if you rekindle your old love, I'll pretend that I didn't see it. Why are you so calculative? There's no set of requirements and obligations between us as husband and wife. Why not? You have a lot of obligations to fulfill. His body was half pressed against hers. Although he was not touching her, Tao Yuan still felt all the pressure on her. His chest formed a circle, and within that range his hot and dangerous breath drilled into the tip of her nose, messing up her breathing, and her whole body was trembling slightly. His eyes gave her a very ambiguous feeling, and he was up to no good. Every time he got close to her, she felt that he was going to pounce on her and eat her up. The more she wanted to avoid him, the tighter she was bound. Her scalp was numb, and her brain was in a vacuum state. She did not know what to do. At this time it would not end well to offend him. She did not want the news to spread that something happened between them in the conference room the next day. Tao Yuan's anger subsided. Between him and I, we're just ordinary colleagues. Do ordinary colleagues have to talk so close to each other? He just provoked me twice because of you. He's really bold. How do you know that he did it for me? Maybe he just doesn't like you. She said this with a bit of childishness. Luli found it very interesting and teased her. Why doesn't he like me? How would I know? Maybe he doesn't like you when he sees you putting on the airs of a CEO. Has anyone ever told you that when you swear you have a different flavor? He breathed hot air into her ear, and at once felt her whole body shiver sensitively. Does he think I'm pretending, or do you think I'm pretending and I'm just using him to say it? You have a lot of opinions about me, huh? You just talk, don't get so close. She could only use her hand to support his chest. There's nothing between him and me. If you believe it, then believe it. If not, then forget it. Tao Yuan's heroic look amused Luli, and his expression became more and more ambiguous. Then tell me, should I believe what you said? Believe it or not, there's no need to beat around the bush. Anyway, I don't care what you think. I don't want to talk about this topic with you anymore. Let me go. You don't want to talk about this? Then let's talk about why you don't wear a ring? She knew he would say this and asked back. Why should I wear it? Did I buy it for you to look at? Lu Li's sexy lips twitched. It was cold, but his eyes did not have the usual dangerous look. He was even more relaxed. He raised his right hand in front of her and said, I wore it. So what? Whether you buy it or not is your right, but whether I wear it or not is my freedom. Who said that I have to wear it when you buy it? I'm not your servant. But you're my woman. A smart woman should know how to listen to a man. As he said these ambiguous words, he moved closer to her, almost touching her lips and breathing. The familiar numbness was drilling all over her body. Tao Yuan had no resistance against this kind of physical intimacy. She felt like she was melting like a piece of chocolate. But she still clenched her throat and used a trembling voice to fight back. I'm sorry, I'm not an obedient woman. If you want a well-behaved pet, then you can find Tao Yenran or other women. I'm not interested in catering to you. But I'm only interested in you now. The hand that was resting on the table landed on her hip and pinched her without restraint, causing her to scream out loud. What are you doing? She tried to push his arm away, but his fingers were like nails nailed to her hip, firmly grasping and kneading her. The strength was sometimes light and sometimes heavy, sometimes forceful, sometimes gentle and skillfully teasing. She was panicking now, but she still forced herself to calm down. The more she was at a loss, the more pleased this man was. It was not the first time he took advantage of her. She was not so easily flustered. It depends on the occasion. What's the difference between you and an animal if you mess around in the meeting room? In your eyes, I'm no different from an animal. The man curled his lips and admitted it generously. He couldn't help himself from sticking to her like this. He didn't know why she was so attractive, but it made him want to be close to her. His deep pupils were as black as the ocean in the night sky, surging with hidden turbulence. What do you want? Why don't you wear the ring? He insisted on the question just now. When I bought it, I said I didn't want to wear it, but you insisted. I don't like acting. Everyone in the hotel knows about our relationship. Is there any point? At least I can remind you at any time that you're a married woman. When you're intimate with other men, you feel a little ashamed, right? You think too highly of me. My sense of shame has been fed to the dogs many years ago. If you want to trap me with a ring, it's a waste of effort. Let's talk about it after you wear the ring. He was very sure that this woman was under his control. As long as he wanted, she couldn't refuse any of his requests. Chapter 534. He just stuck close to her with a faint smile, rubbing against her, flirting with her. His hands were moving unruly on her buttocks, almost driving Tao Yuan crazy. She struggled in vain for a few times and finally had to give in. I'll just wear it. You're so cunning, how can I trust you? She sulked. Then what do you want? I want a guarantee. Lu Li's eyes darkened, pinched her chin and suddenly kissed her. He kissed her forcefully again. Tao Yuan opened her eyes wide and struggled instinctively, but he grabbed her buttocks and pressed her against him. His other hand held the back of her head and his fingers intertwined with her hair. His kiss was very lingering, like a gentle lover, melting Tao Yuan's defenses. The man's faint tobacco smell spread from her throat to her whole body, numbing her thoughts and melting her strength. She even forgot where she was. Until he chuckled against her lips. Your kissing skills are getting better and better. She was still in a trance. You look so confused, are you trying to tempt me to continue? He said that she was confused, but in fact the one who was really confused was him. If it was possible, he really did not want to let go of her and continue kissing her deeply and lingering like this until their souls were fused together. What nonsense are you talking about? You responded to me passionately just now. I didn't. Tao Yuan denied excitedly. I was forced by you. You say that every time, but when did you not respond to me? Admit it, you're a little woman, you like it when I treat you like this. Tao Yuan was angry and anxious. Her face blushed even more and her heart was beating fast. You only know how to bully me. The kiss just now was too lingering, causing her voice to be soft and coquettish. Lu Li loved her coquettish voice and asked with interest. How did I bully you? He didn't realize that his eyes were full of love at this moment. You're still denying it? You kissed me forcefully and gave me the most difficult task on purpose. If you're referring to the New Year's Eve dinner, then you should thank me for giving you a chance to perform. That sounds nice. You're the one who's narrow-minded and taking revenge on a personal grudge. Who allowed you to be intimate with other men under my eyes? Do you think I should punish you? Tao Yuan wanted to say that Ouyang Shua deliberately tricked her, and she didn't do it voluntarily, but that would probably make Lu Li more suspicious, so she could only take the blame. After all, Ouyang Shua had gone too far just now, and Lu Li was such a narrow-minded person. It would be strange if he wasn't angry. She was clearly the most innocent victim, but in the end, it seemed like it was all her fault. She was speechless. What? Nothing to say? Tacit approval? What I call silence is the highest contempt. You actually dare to look down on me? It seems that I have no choice but to punish you. As he spoke, he was about to kiss her. Tao Yuan was so anxious that she hurriedly turned her head to the side. Hey, stop fooling around. Fooling around? Lu Li wasn't fooling around. He admitted that he was unhappy, but on the other hand he wanted to find an excuse to ask for a kiss from her. She tasted like a honey peach, sweet and fragrant. One bite was addictive and the aftertaste was endless. He used to think that kissing was just foreplay, but after tasting her, he realized that it was actually so wonderful. It wasn't the first time that he saw her mouth opening and closing endlessly. He couldn't listen to what she was saying at all, and his mind was filled with the urge to kiss her. Tao Yuan was unhappy that he always teased her like this. Between them, they weren't close enough for him to be so ambiguous, right? One moment he was strangling her neck and cursing her to die, and the next moment he could act as if nothing had happened and flirt with her. This man definitely had a split personality disorder. You sound so sad, as if I'm bullying you. In that case, as compensation, I'm willing to be your partner at the dinner. He said it as if she had taken the initiative to invite him. She had never seen a man who was so good at giving her face. She coldly twitched the corner of her mouth. Thank you, but I refuse. Why? I already have a partner. Tao Yuan's first reaction was to give the answer. Oh, Ouyang Shura. What was she talking about? She wanted to bite off her tongue. I'm your husband. Do you think it's appropriate for you to let another man be your partner? How is it inappropriate? I'm attending the dinner as a hotel employee. It's my freedom to bring whoever I want. We're not bundling, so why do we have to be together? Do you think it's buy one get one free? Seeing how eloquent she was, Lu Li really couldn't find a reason to refute her, so he could only oppose her rudely. I don't agree. I'm not asking for your opinion. You can also bring other women. If you're not afraid of Dad getting angry, you can even bring your precious Tao Yenran. She's so beautiful and she'll make you proud. Lu Li frowned. Sometimes he really didn't like her to speak so harshly, especially on the topic of Tao Yenran. Do I have to listen to your arrangements? I'm just giving a kind suggestion. Anyway, I'll bring my own partner. As for who you bring, it's none of my business. Taking advantage of the moment when he was angry and lost in thought, Tao Yuan escaped from his evil clutches. When Lu Li came to his senses, he was the only one left in the conference room. Damn woman, unmoved by force or persuasion. Did she think he couldn't do anything to her? Just wait and see. It was the end of the year. Tao Yuan already had a lot of work to do, and with the addition of preparing for the dinner, she had a headache. After work, she gathered all the staff and assigned the work. When arranging the host, Su Ming took the initiative to say, I'll be in charge of this. Since high school, I've been the host of the school's annual large-scale activities. Tao Yuan nodded. Su Ming was beautiful, eloquent, and could handle the situation well. She was indeed the best candidate. Then the male host, of course it's the director. Su Ming said eagerly. The way she looked at Ouyang Shua was as tender as water. She didn't hide her infatuation with him at all. Sometimes she wanted to eat him up with her eyes. Tao Yuan was about to agree when she suddenly remembered that Ouyang Shua should be her male partner. Although she regretted it so much now, she had already said that to Lu Li, so she could only bite the bullet and do it. Otherwise, wouldn't she be laughed at by him? Although it was a little bit of abuse, Tao Yuan had to object because of the situation. Director Ouyang and I are in charge of this project together. We have a lot of things to do and don't have time to rehearse and memorize scripts. Then let him do less work. We're already short of manpower. Su Ming glared at her with dissatisfaction. Rehearsing and memorizing scripts won't take much time. If I can do it, why can't the director? Are you being selfish? I'm thinking of the big picture. Tao Yuan admired herself for lying through her teeth. What big picture? I think you just want to be the director. Su Ming mumbled sourly. Selfish. It's not enough to have one man. You want a few more. How greedy. Lin Wei immediately jumped out to speak for Tao Yuan. Director Tao must have her reasons for this arrangement. I think you're the selfish one. Don't you want to be alone with the director? You're just an assistant. How dare you talk to me like this? I'll be honest. Everyone in the department knows that you like the director. What does it have to do with you? Who asked you to talk? Believe it or not, I'll fire you. That's enough. Stop arguing. Tao Yuan could only ask Ouyang Shura. What do you think? Ouyang Shura curled his lips after watching the show from a bystander's point of view. Since the director has handed the dinner to manager Tao, then I'll listen to her arrangements. Whatever she asks me to do, I'll do it unconditionally. Others might not be able to tell, but Tao Yuan could tell that his words were ambiguous. He always looked at her with a passionate gaze. She did not dare to look him in the eye. Come on, you're the director. Your position is much higher than hers. Why should you listen to her arrangements? Su Ming was not convinced. Because I want to listen to her. Are you satisfied with this answer? Ouyang Shua's words immediately made Su Ming speechless. The vinegar jar was overturned. Feeling sour and angry, she turned around and left. The atmosphere was momentarily awkward. Tao Yuan said, Forget about her. Let's continue. Without Su Ming making trouble, the meeting went smoothly. All the tasks were assigned. Tao Yuan breathed a sigh of relief. The others left one after another. When she finished packing, she found that only she and Ouyang Shua were left. He leaned against the conference table. Obviously he had been watching her for a while. He looked casual but had a kind of yuppie sexiness. Why aren't you leaving? As your trophy, shouldn't I wait for you? What trophy? You just snatched me from Su Ming. Am I not your trophy? Tao Yuan was speechless for a few seconds. I didn't snatch you from her. I was just doing it out of consideration for work. You know very well whether it is true or not. His eyes seemed to be smiling but very sharp, as if he could see through everything about her. Tao Yuan felt that she was completely transparent in front of him, which made her very uncomfortable. Can't you watch your words sometimes? I know you're joking, but others might not know. It's easy to misunderstand. Which words of mine are not appropriate? Oh, I'll do whatever you want me to do? Is that what you said? You're in charge of the project and I'm at your command. What's wrong with that? Aren't you thinking too much? The corner of his mouth curved up. TSK. Women are so sensitive. It's obviously you. Forget it, I won't argue with you. Tao Yuan remembered that she wanted to invite him to be her male partner, but she didn't know how to say it. What do you want to say? Can I? Every word was squeezed out from the gaps of her teeth. It was more difficult than Tao Yuan had imagined. Can you do what? Forget it. It's nothing. Tao Yuan thought with the mentality of an ostrich. Anyway, there were still a few days left. It wouldn't be too late to find a suitable opportunity to say it. Lu Li finished his work. During the break, he wondered if he should find an excuse to visit Tao Yuan. After getting rid of Fang Yicheng, now there was an even more troublesome Ouyang Shua who stayed with her all day long. Thinking that they could see each other every day and that Ouyang Shua was still eyeing her, Lu Li felt very uncomfortable. Chapter 535. But it was just a little troublesome. His opponent was him. Even 10 Ouyang Shuas would be courting death. Although Lu Li had full confidence, he still couldn't get rid of the feeling of jealousy. He wanted to find an excuse to stalk her, but that cunning woman must know his purpose. How embarrassing it would be. After thinking about it, in the end he endured it to save his face. During tea time, Tao Yuan went to the hotel restaurant to buy juice. Just when she was about to reach for it, another hand had already snatched the only glass of orange juice. Su Ming arrogantly mocked. Sorry, I snatched your orange juice. It's okay. Tao Yuan conveniently took a glass of apple juice. I just snatched orange juice, of course it's okay, it's not as good as you snatching a man. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Tao Yuan just wanted to avoid the war, but Su Ming refused to let her go and blocked her way. You know what I'm talking about, don't play dumb. What's your relationship with the director? Just like you colleagues? Just now he stood up for you in the meeting, don't think that others are blind and deaf. Do you like him? Tao Yuan asked patiently. Of course, I fell in love with him at first sight. Since you like him, then go after him. If you think you're better than me, then take him back. It's that simple, why waste time on me, it's meaningless. Are you mocking me? I'm just teaching you a lesson, I'm very busy, I don't have much energy to mock others. Then you're showing off to me? Anyway, whatever I say is wrong, you can interpret it however you want. Is the director interested in you? I'm not sure, if you want to know you can ask him. I don't care and I don't care. Hehe, you say you don't care but you secretly seduce him, what do you call this? You want to be a bitch and still have a chastity arch? You say it as if you, Tao Yuan, are the most virtuous in the world, and it's all men who take the initiative to seduce you, but in fact you're the one behind them, aren't you? What, the president doesn't like you so you can't bear the loneliness, right? I can understand your loneliness, but aren't you stretching your hand a little too far? With your qualifications you should find a divorced man or an ordinary employee. How dare you dream of seducing a director? Do you know who he is? Do you deserve him? Even if you want to cheat, don't drag him into it. Tao Yuan chuckled and shook her head. If you really think I'm as bad as you say, you wouldn't have wasted so much time on me. Am I a threat to you? You think he treats me differently. He even likes me, right? On one hand you look down on me and on the other hand you treat me as your opponent. You must be feeling very uncomfortable, right? Su Ming was hit in her soft spot. Unable to refute, she pushed Tao Yuan hard since she couldn't argue back. The director is mine. I'm warning you, don't overestimate yourself and have any ideas about him. Otherwise I won't go easy on you. Tao Yuan gently patted the place where she had pushed, unconcerned. Turning his head, he saw Ouyang Shua watching the show not far away, smiling coldly at him. He walked over and sat opposite her. Are you okay? She took a sip of juice and shrugged. I know you won't be bullied. Plus, it's not good for a man to intervene in a fight between women. You won't blame me for not helping you, right? Look at how hypocritical he was. He didn't even want to act. Tao Yuan rolled her eyes in her heart and said with a fake smile. As long as you don't stir up trouble, I don't need your help. How did I stir up trouble? You know, I'm just that charming. I can't help it. Are you asking me to disfigure my face? I can't bear to do that. Besides, I'm such a charming man. Even if I'm disfigured, there are still many women infatuated with me. I can't do anything about it. I'm drinking something. What he meant was, don't say such words to disgust me. Since you know that you're so charming, you should be more careful with your words. Don't let people misunderstand. I don't want to be treated as a public enemy of women. I've already given you enough work. I don't have the patience to clean up your mess. That can't be helped. You're the only one in the entire hotel who caught my eye. Those who are prettier than you aren't as mature and intelligent as you are. Those who are more mature and intelligent than you aren't as beautiful as you are. Thank you for the compliment, but I'm already a wife. Oh, Ouyang Shua touched his lips meaningfully. Don't you know that being a wife has a different charm? If you say such things again, I'm leaving. Ouyang Shua raised his hands in surrender. I won't say any more. The matter regarding the dinner party's male companion had been dragged on for 3 days. If it dragged on any longer, the result would be the same. She might as well take this opportunity to speak up. Tao Yuan gathered her courage. Dinner party? Do you have any plans? I'll listen to your orders. What other plans can I have? If you're not busy, how about— Damn it, she couldn't bring herself to say it. Tao Yuan really didn't want him to be her male companion. Oh. You've been looking at me affectionately for the past few days, as if you have something to say. If you continue like this, I'll misunderstand that you have a crush on me. I don't. The courage that she had summoned up disappeared again. You just asked me if I have any plans? I wanted to say, if you're not busy this afternoon, accompany me to go shopping. In a moment of desperation, Tao Yuan had to find an excuse. Actually, my schedule is very full. The man whetted her appetite and then smiled again. But for you, I'm free at any time. This is work, not a date. You've got to understand. Why do you care what I think? He whistled, looking like a dissolute young master. Tao Yuan was directly speechless. In the afternoon, the two went to the mall together to buy some things for the dinner party. As soon as Tao Yuan entered, she saw a British brand that she liked doing a year-end promotion. The window was full of bright red for sale words. She was a little tempted. Ouyang Shua saw that she kept staring at it and asked, Let's go in and have a look? No, we're here to buy things, not to go shopping. Let's go shopping first. Forcing herself to look away, she pulled him away and left. But Tao Yuan was a woman, and as long as she was a woman, she could not get rid of the curse of promotion. When she bought things, her mind was full of that shop. At first glance, it seemed that there were a few sets that she liked. After shopping, Tao Yuan tried not to look at that shop, but Ouyang Shua grabbed her wrist. Since you like it, don't miss it. As for the work, you can still do it tomorrow, but the clothes will be gone when they are off the shelves. Are you willing to wear the clothes you like on a woman who is uglier than you? Tao Yuan's heart was already itching, and after hearing what Ouyang Shua said, she could not hold back. Then you go shopping nearby first. I'll call you after I buy. Isn't it better if I accompany you? I can also give you some advice from a man's point of view. It was time to get off work, and the shop was full of female Tao customers. The men were left aside, playing with their mobile phones or looking helpless. Tao Yuan pointed. You can sit over there. That's boring. I'll help you choose together. Tao Yuan usually went shopping with Pan Chi. Suddenly there was a man and she was not used to it, so she picked very slowly. Why don't you go over there and sit? Why are you nervous? It seems that Boss Lu has never gone shopping with you. A man who doesn't go shopping with his wife is not a good man. Tao Yuan replied in her heart. He was not a good man to begin with. You're so slow and all the things you like have been taken away. He picked up 2 dresses. This color is very suitable for you, try it. At this time, a fat woman who was busy snatching clothes squeezed over. Ouyang Shua took the opportunity to wrap his arms around Tao Yuan, blocking the impact for her. Are you okay? He asked close to her ear. No, I'm fine. She felt uncomfortable and shrank back. Don't get so close. Oh. Ouyang Shua agreed verbally, but she didn't know whether it was intentional or not, but he still rubbed his chest against her back, causing a burst of tingling electricity. Tao Yuan had no choice but to take a step to the right. I've been wondering when I can see your sincere smile, but I didn't expect it to be just because of a few discounted clothes. If I didn't know better, I would think that you found a mountain of gold and silver. Ouyang Shua teased. You don't know this, but women like beautiful clothes. I'm happy when I see beautiful clothes. I'm even happier when I see beautiful clothes on sale. Her eyes were shining, and her face was more radiant than before, as if she had found a treasure. The wife of Boss Lu, who is worth hundreds of billions, is actually snatching goods in a discount shop. How virtuous. It's really Boss Lu's blessing to marry you. Ouyang Shua's words were teasing, but they were also sincere. He had dated dozens of women, if not hundreds. They would never even look at clothes that cost less than 10,000. And the original price of the clothes in this shop was only 400 or 500 yuan, and the lowest discount was only a few dozen yuan. But she had good taste. Even if the clothes were a few hundred yuan, she looked elegant and matched them just right. He was more and more appreciative of this woman. You think it's his blessing, but it's actually his nightmare. Tao Yuan smiled bitterly and whispered. The two of them worked together to pick out more than a dozen clothes. When Tao Yuan entered the fitting room, Ouyang Shua was waiting for her outside. At first she was a little shy but gradually got used to it. She tried them on one by one for Ouyang Shua, and she was very patient and gave suggestions. The shop assistant said enviously, "Your husband is so patient and he treats you so well." Husband? Ouyang Shua? Tao Yuan was about to clarify, but Ouyang Shua said leisurely, "It's a husband's honor to go shopping with his wife." As he said that, he winked at her. Tao Yuan was annoyed and amused at the same time. Was he so proud of taking advantage of her verbally? After trying on, they bought 5 pieces, all of which were chosen by Ouyang Shua. Tao Yuan had always thought that she had good taste in clothes, but she didn't expect that Ouyang Shua was even better. You have good taste. It's mainly about the model. The model is beautiful, has a good figure, and looks good in everything. Chapter 536. Women love to hear compliments, and Tao Yuan felt a little smug. Both half and half. You have such good taste in picking clothes for women, you must have dated many girlfriends. Those are not girlfriends, at most female companions, each taking what they need. Ouyang Shua shrugged. His nonchalant attitude was actually a little cruel. He was a charming man, and those women must have loved him sincerely, but he probably couldn't even remember their names. Tao Yuan felt sorry for them. At the same time, she reminded herself to stay away from playboys and cherish life. She changed the topic. "I didn't know you were so patient. Usually men are very annoyed to accompany women shopping. Whether I have patience or not depends on who the partner is, but it's another matter if the partner is you. It's my first time accompanying a woman shopping." I believe you. Then you took away my first time, should you be responsible for me? Don't say such strange things. Tao Yuan went to the cashier to pay, but before she could take out her wallet, Ouyang Shua handed over his credit card. She hurriedly stopped him. "How can this be? How can I let you pay for my clothes? Do you need to be so polite? In my dictionary there is no such thing as a woman paying. This is not a meal, I bought these things, I have my own money." The cashier lady laughed. "Don't argue, there are not many men who are willing to spend money on their wives, not to mention your husband is so handsome and so gentle, I'm so envious." Was the word husband written on his face? Why did the whole world think so? Tao Yanran and Lu Qingwan were also shopping in the mall. "Sister Yanran, has my brother contacted you recently?" "Of course, he calls me every day." Tao Yanran tried to be brave. In fact, Lu Li did not take the initiative to contact her, not even a message, and she was annoyed about it every day. Lu Li left her aside, giving her the feeling that it did not matter to him whether she returned or not. "Then why are you so free to accompany me shopping?" Lu Qingwan was a little suspicious. She was not a fool and could sense that something was wrong. Her brother used to love Tao Yanran very much, but now his attention seemed to have shifted to Tao Yuan and he spent a lot of time with her. Tao Yanran blushed. "I just didn't agree." "Why? Didn't I tell you? Men don't cherish things that are too easily obtained. But you used to be a couple, so this theory doesn't work here. You guys already know each other very well. Is there a need to play hard to get?" Lu Qingwan was just short of saying that her explanation sounded fake. Children don't understand adult matters. Tao Yanran tried to brush her off, but Lu Qingwan was relentless. "Do you think my brother has fallen in love with Tao Yuan? He had been spending a lot of time on her lately. To put it bluntly, my brother is practically circling around her now. You didn't see how arrogant she was, as if my brother was pestering her. She was so arrogant. How is that possible? Maybe Ali just wants to divorce her." "No, Tao Yuan has agreed. If he wanted to divorce, he would have done it long ago. Why did it drag until now? I think it's my brother who doesn't want a divorce now." "Well, I'm very sure that my brother doesn't want to get a divorce." "Then maybe he has his own difficulties, such as your father secretly threatening him." "Really? but I don't think so. Lu Qingwan kept talking about this and it was not easy to deceive her. Tao Yinran was already upset and now she was even more upset. You can't guess Ali's thoughts, and the relationship behind him is also very complicated. Don't think that you know him very well. Her tone was a little heavy, which immediately made Lu Qingwan dissatisfied and retorted. My brother and I have the same mother and we grew up together. How can I not know him? Just because you two have been together, you think you know my brother better than me? I think it's because you don't know him. You two have been separated for 4 years and a lot of things have happened during this period. You can't look at him with the same eyes as before. A man changes his mind faster than anything else. Don't overestimate yourself, or you won't know why my brother is taken away by someone else in the future. Lu Qingwan said a lot of things in rapid succession, and Tao Yinran's face turned blue. She originally hated Lu Qingwan's wild and cunning character, but she pretended to be good to her because she was Lu Li's sister. Now she was so mercilessly ridiculed by her, how could she not be angry? Lu Qingwan still had a lot of more unpleasant words to say but she held them back. She also didn't want to anger Tao Yinran at this time. Losing an ally wouldn't do her any good. After weighing the pros and cons, she had to soften her face. Sister Yinran, you know I didn't mean to be so unpleasant. I'm also angry with my brother. I really don't know what drug that woman Tao Yuan has drugged my brother. His attitude towards her is really different from before and he really cares about her. Lu Qingwan gave her a way out, so Tao Yinran also stepped down and pretended to be a gentle and good sister. I know you are anxious. You want to deal with Tao Yuan, so do I. But some things can't be rushed. Only by casting a long line can you catch a big fish, understand? I don't know about long lines and short lines. Anyway, I can't wait for my brother to marry her immediately. You are so impatient. What can you do? Look at me, I'm not worried at all because I have confidence in Ali. Everything is still under my control. Why are you so anxious? Tao Yinran inadvertently looked at the two intimate figures behind the window, which made her freeze. Behind the glass window, a man was sticking to a woman, helping her choose clothes. Their gentle smiles and caring gestures were like a pair of sweet lovers. Ouyang Shua actually accompanied Tao Yuan to buy clothes, which was unexpected to Tao Yinran. When they were abroad, she asked him to accompany her shopping but he refused. Now he actually accompanied Tao Yuan. Tao Yinran was a little jealous. Even if he was acting, he didn't have to do it so well, right? He didn't even report his whereabouts to her. Since Ouyang Shua entered the hotel, Tao Yinran felt that he was getting more and more difficult to control. She didn't know what he was doing every day, which made her feel very insecure. Tao Yuan had the ability to confuse Lu Li, so it was hard to guarantee that Ouyang Shua wouldn't be. No, Tao Yinran immediately stopped the terrible speculation. Ouyang Shua and Lu Li were not the same kind of people. He was cunning, cold-blooded, and selfish. He would not love anyone in the world except himself. What's more, he approached her with a purpose. Tao Yuan would not be more important than his plan. Sister Yinran, what are you thinking about? Did you hear me talking to you? Nothing, I'm going to the bathroom. Wait for me here. Just stay here and don't go anywhere. Oh? Then hurry up. Lu Qingwan stood there and waited. She was very bored. After these few times she suddenly hated Tao Yinran a little. She used to like her because she was smart, powerful, had many tricks and was very beautiful. She could make her brother's heart submit to her. She hoped that she could become a heartthrob like her. But now she felt that she was a little hypocritical and stubborn. Her brother had obviously fallen in love with Tao Yuan, but she still had to pretend to be very confident. Who was she pretending for? However, if she didn't rely on Tao Yinran, who could she rely on? Her brother didn't like anyone else. Before dealing with Tao Yuan, she had an internal conflict with Tao Yinran. She wasn't that stupid. Why isn't he out yet? So troublesome. Lu Qingwan looked left and right in boredom. She accidentally saw Tao Yuan talking and laughing intimately with another man. It was another man that she had never seen before. How many men did Tao Yuan have? What made Lu Qingwan most upset was that Tao Yuan was an abandoned woman, but the men around her were all outstanding. Just like this one. He was prettier than Fang Yicheng, and his taste in clothes also showed his identity. His background was definitely not simple. She couldn't even find a man as handsome as him. Lu Qingwan hurriedly took a picture of this scene. Just as she was about to send it to Lu Li, she suddenly remembered that when she complained to him last time, Lu Li scolded her and ordered her not to monitor Tao Yuan anymore. If she sent the picture to him, it would definitely be a thankless effort. What should she do? Tao Yinran had been hiding in the corner, waiting for Lu Qingwan to finish taking the picture before coming out. Let's go. Wait, look, what? Tao Yinran took a look and pretended to be surprised. Why are they together? Do you know that man? I saw him when I stayed at the hotel before. He is also an employee of your hotel. I heard them call him director. I think he is from the Ministry of Commerce. Isn't he in the same department as Tao Yuan? Her previous lover, Fang Yiqing, is also from the Ministry of Commerce. Once he left, she hooked up with another man. Shameless. Let's go and scold her. Don't be rash. We don't want to alert them. Tao Yinran pulled her back. Then what should we do? If I take pictures of them, my brother will not appreciate it. I will be scolded again. My dad will be even more biased towards her. Unless I take pictures of them in bed, he will not believe me. As far as I know, your company has a very popular forum. Forum? You want me to post these pictures on the forum? Alright, why didn't I think of that? Sister Yanran, you are too smart. Lu Qingwan couldn't wait to post the pictures, gloating. Humph, let's see how this cheating couple can stay in the company. In the end, Ouyang Shua paid and helped Tao Yuan carry the bag like a gentleman. Tao Yuan wasn't used to letting a man she didn't know pay for her. How about I give you the cash? It's a total of 830. This money is not even enough for a cup of coffee. It's your business that you have money, but I can't take advantage of you. I like it when you take advantage of me. Why did she feel that every word he said was so evil? Perhaps it was because he had a feminine and evil face, so everything he said seemed so indecent? Money? You are not even menopause and you are already so long-winded? I said no need, so no need. If we don't talk about money, we are still good friends. Tao Yuan could only give up. Then I will treat you to dinner. Chapter 537. Usually Tao Yuan would have a simple set meal, but this time she wanted to return the money, so she chose a good Western restaurant according to the standard of 800 yuan. Ouyang Shua ordered a bottle of red wine as soon as he sat down. Tao Yuan peeked at the price, which was more than 4,000 yuan. For him it should be the cheapest wine, but her heart still ached. If she had known, she would have forced the money into his hands. Her monthly salary was only about 20,000 yuan. How could she afford a meal of 5,000 yuan? She was forcing herself to be brave. She would just pretend that those clothes were all bought at the original price. Ouyang Shua saw her heartache and teased her. You said you would treat us. But I didn't say I would drink red wine. I can't eat without wine. Will you run away halfway? Not to that extent. At most, she would never go to Western restaurants with him again. The atmosphere during the meal was quite good, mainly because Ouyang Shua had made a good impression on Tao Yuan by going shopping with him, so her attitude towards him was gentler than before. The timing seemed fine. Plus, she had drunk some wine and was in a good mood, so Tao Yuan seized the opportunity to say, "Can you be my date at the New Year's Eve dinner? You have been hesitating for the past few days just to ask me this?" He took a sip of red wine, his smile bright and charming. Yes. What's so hard to say? You refused to say it, so I thought you wanted to invite me to be with you. I was still hesitating whether I should say yes or reject with my heart. You are thinking too much. Who knew you would be troubled for so long because of such a small matter? You are not doing this to take revenge on me, are you? Revenge? What do you mean? Logically speaking, Boss Lu is your date. If I snatch his woman, will he hire someone to kill me? Then are you willing to do it? Originally, Tao Yuan thought that Ouyang Shua was the only one who dared to compete with Lu Li, so she wanted to use him as a life-saving straw. But looking at his attitude, she really didn't have much confidence. He swirled the goblet with a mysterious smile. Her throat felt strangely dry and hoarse. After waiting for a long time, she finally heard him speak. Even if I die under a peony flower and become a ghost, I will still be a romantic. How can I bear to refuse your request? So you agree? Tao Yuan heaved a sigh of relief. Are you worried about whether I'll agree or not? Could she tell him that she was just worried that Lu Li would laugh at her? In any case, you've already agreed. You can't go back on your word. When it was time to pay the bill, Tao Yuan asked the waiter how much it was. The waiter told her that she didn't need money. Young Master Ouyang is our biggest shareholder here, of course he doesn't need to pay. Tao Yuan was speechless. Didn't I pick this shop? What a coincidence. Ouyang Shua said calmly. Oh, it's the same for the other stores. I'm the major shareholder of all the hotels and restaurants in this district. Just say that you're my friend and all expenses are free. Tao Yuan expressed that she really didn't understand the world of the rich. This time Tao Yuan drove her own car. Since Ouyang Shua had drunk, she sent him home first. You're here. Do you want to go upstairs for a cup of coffee? It was a meaningful invitation. It's already very late. It's not a problem sooner or later. Are you worried that I have ulterior motives? He lazily unbuckled the seat belt and turned to smile at her. His eyes were filled with an intoxicating gentleness. I don't deny that I have feelings for you. But if you don't agree, I won't force myself on you. Believe me, being with me is definitely safer than being with those so-called honest men. Tao Yuan smiled. Goodbye, good night. Ouyang Shua shrugged and let out a long sigh. Women nowadays are getting harder and harder to deceive. She was amused. Drive carefully. Got it? When Tao Yuan got home and parked her car, she found a Jaguar parked in front of her apartment. X9999. What an awesome license plate. A man was leaning against the door, puffing out smoke. He was wearing a long black trench coat, mysterious and sexy. The weather was freezing. Tao Yuan shivered the moment she got out of the car. She couldn't imagine how cold he was standing there. But her heartache only lasted for a short second. He was used to self-abuse. He should be used to it. She sympathized with him. She really wasn't that kind. She ignored him and swiped her card to enter the door. But a hand dragged her out and the card fell on the ground. What are you doing? She pushed him with her hand. Are you pretending not to see me? Naturally, I can't see what I don't want to see. Oh, if you don't want to see me, then who do you want to see? Ouyang Shua? Tao Yuan smiled sarcastically. You really can't get tired of the stalking and surveillance drama. Do I still need to spy on you? Your photos have already been taken and posted on the hotel forum. Luli put the phone in front of her. Tao Yuan's eyes widened. In the photo, Ouyang Shua was standing behind her, protecting her with both hands. They were already very close and he deliberately chose the angle. There were too many enemies. Tao Yuan didn't even need to guess who took the photo. Lu Qingwan, Tao Yanran, Su Meng, and maybe someone she didn't know. There were too many possibilities. I've closed the forum, but someone might have saved it privately. Should I say thank you? You're still treating me with this attitude at a time like this? Lu Li frowned and was a little angry. He was already very tired after arguing with her so many times. So he had been restraining his temper during this period of time, but she was getting more and more out of hand. Did she really think that he wouldn't dare to do anything to her? If you're here to take credit, then I'll say thank you. But if you're questioning me as my husband, then I feel very ridiculous and have nothing to say. The innocent are innocent and the dirty are dirty. I've been questioned all the way here. To be honest, I'm not even interested in explaining these boring scandals. Tao Yuan replied calmly. So it's someone else's fault? Someone is trying to frame you? Then why don't you ask yourself, why did someone have the chance to take such a photo? Why aren't other women as troublesome as you? Fang Yiqing is real, right? That Korean sissy last time is real, right? Now this Ouyang Shua is also real, right? He's not a character that someone made up out of thin air, right? Will it kill you to keep a distance from them? We're just going shopping together today. Shopping for clothes? When Lu Li saw her innocent look, he got angry and snatched the paper bag from her hand. A few discounted tattered clothes can buy you over? Do you think I won't buy it for you? But why do you need other men to buy it for you? Are you that cheap? She shook her head and smiled. What's important is not how expensive the clothes are or how high-end the place is, but the mood of the person. Yes, I'm happy eating at roadside stalls with Fang Yiqing and shopping at discount shops with Ouyang Shua. When I'm with you, no matter how luxurious the clothes are, I feel like I'm going to the grave. Are you satisfied with this answer? You. Lu Li gritted his teeth and clenched his fists so hard that his knuckles turned white. What did I do wrong? You're good in every way. It's me who doesn't know what's good for me. It's all my fault. Let's talk about the matter as it is. Don't be sarcastic. Talking about the matter as it is? Well, the reason why I'm getting so much attention is because I'm your wife in name, Lu Li. Once there's any sign of trouble, people will make a big deal out of it. Do you think I'm comfortable living under the watchful eyes of so many people? Lu Li knitted his eyebrows. Are you saying that this is all my fault? It's not a question of who's right and who's wrong. I'm just talking about an objective situation. If I'm just an ordinary person, would I get so much attention? Even if you're an ordinary person, having an affair is shameful. A few of these photos can prove that I'm having an affair. Even if you didn't, others will think that you did. I'm living in my own world, not in someone else's. I'm not a pair of underpants that needs to catch all kinds of shit. You're really broad-minded. Have you considered my feelings? Others are laughing at me for being a cuckold. Tao Yuan sneered. In the end, you're just thinking about your pride. That's easy to solve. Divorce. You. The hostility between Lu Li's brows grew even stronger. His face was almost cramping. You're causing so much trouble just to force me to divorce. If you can choose to continue enduring, then your life can continue. Damn it. Can't you stay away from those men? Isn't it enough for you to have me? How many men do you want to be satisfied? You? Tao Yuan raised her eyelids lazily. Since when do you belong to me? Why didn't I know? I'm your husband. Nominal husband. She immediately corrected herself. Are you a peacemaker, young Master Lu? I'm not Tao Yanran. How can I afford it? I want to start over with you. Lu Li blurted out. Some words that had been suppressed in his heart for a long time could only be said when he was at his most angry. Tao Yuan's heart suddenly trembled, but it was only for a moment. What followed was ridicule. If I remember correctly, before Tao Yanran came back, you also hinted to me like this, right? In the end, you played me and now you're playing the same trick again? Does Tao Yanran know what you're saying? Why should I consider her? Didn't you guys get back together? Who told you that we got back together? Don't use your thinking to guess my decision. This was definitely the funniest lie that Tao Yuan had heard this year. Lu Li and Tao Yanran didn't get back together? Was he teasing her? Did he think that her IQ was still at a 3-year-old? Don't tell me that you guys didn't get back together because you suddenly felt that I was more attractive than Tao Yanran, so you fell in love with me. He couldn't stand her talking about his love in such a contemptuous tone, so he immediately denied it. I didn't fall in love with you. Then you don't love Tao Yanran? Look, there are some things that even people like you can't lie about. I don't know what you're thinking and I'm not interested to know, but my attitude is very clear. I want a divorce. I won't. Then you can only turn a blind eye. I decide what I want to do and I won't be bound by you. Chapter 538. There's no benefit. It's just that I don't care. I just want to live my life the way I like. I don't care what others think of me. I want to go back. Can you return my clothes to me now? She reached out to take it, but Lu Li threw the bag away in a fit of anger. You are crazy. What right do you have to throw my things? Tao Yuan picked it up again. He bought it for you. Do you like it that much? Yes. You've already caused such an embarrassing scene. You still want him to be your partner? Why not? If I deliberately keep a distance from him, won't it cause more misunderstandings? Anyway, no matter how I interact with him, it's wrong. What does it matter? He grabbed her wrist and pulled her into his arms. His eyes were burning with anger. What if I don't allow it? I don't need your permission. Her face had turned pale because of the pain. But she still clenched her teeth, not afraid of him at all. Her stubborn temper also came out. She insisted on going against him. Whether you agree or not, he's my partner. If you're not happy, you can also look for Tao Yanran. Do you think I don't dare? Of course you do. She smiled mockingly. What do you, young Master Lu, not dare to do? Every word and every attitude of hers was like an invisible hand, pushing him towards Tao Yanran. You want me to be with Tao Yanran that much, right? Yes, go look for her. Don't bother me anymore. All right, as you wish. Lu Li was completely infuriated. He flung her hand away and left angrily. Bang! He slammed the car door. Tao Yuan's body quivered. He was a violent madman. After quarreling with Tao Yuan, Lu Li was in a bad mood. He drove on the road, suppressing the urge to turn back and fight with Tao Yuan every second. If it was in the past, he would have already flipped the ceiling of her house. Would she even have the chance to mock and ridicule him? However, his repeated tolerance did not earn him any gratitude from her. Instead, she began to look down on him more and more. Did this damned woman want to ascend to the heavens? The screen lit up, flashing the 3 words Tao Yanran. For the first time, Lu Li felt so annoyed that he didn't want to deal with her. But the phone kept ringing and he finally picked it up. Half an hour later, Tao Yanran sat in Lu Li's passenger seat and apologized. I'm really sorry for calling you over so late at night. I didn't expect the car to suddenly break down. I don't have any other friends in the country, so I can only ask for your help. It's okay. The factory will call you when it's ready. The company's cars have a lot of problems. They often break down. It's a pity that I can't stay in China. Otherwise I would have bought a better car. Tao Yinran hinted and secretly glanced at Lu Li, but he seemed a little absent-minded and did not answer. Do you remember that you accompanied me when I was learning to drive? At that time the coach confessed to me. You were very angry and closed their driving school. Later you personally taught me to drive and accompanied me to take the driving test. It was really overbearing. Getting no response again, Tao Yinran felt bored and had to change the topic. By the way, I received an invitation to your hotel's New Year's Eve dinner today. Is it appropriate for me to go? Why not? My relationship with you. After all, I am your ex-girlfriend. I'm afraid of being gossiped, and Uncle probably doesn't want to see me. Since when do you care about other people's opinions? Tao Yinran asked with a smile. Am I a very casual person in your eyes? Come on, do I also consider the impact? Lu Li thought sarcastically. Even Tao Yinran, who had always been bold, knew to consider these things, but Tao Yuan did not. Instead, she wanted things to become more and more serious. He really could not understand her now. Do you mean, you want me to go? Her eyes were very charming. The long and narrow shape of her eyes always reminded people of animals like foxes. It was very attractive. It's up to you. Who was your female companion that night? Tao Yuan? Not her. Then who was it? You alone? I have a lot of pursuers around me, but I don't like any of them. If you are not afraid of Mrs. Lu's anger, we can be together. Thinking that Tao Yuan had always pushed him to Tao Yinran, Lu Li almost agreed. She asked Ouyang Shua to be her male companion. Wouldn't he bring Tao Yinran? Who was afraid of who? However, he still did not want to intensify the conflict with her on this matter. In the end, reason prevailed. Forget it. He actually rejected her. Tao Yinran's face completely froze. She had already taken the initiative. What else did he want her to do? Did he want her to take off her clothes to please him? Lu Qingwan was right. Lu Li had really changed. Even if he still loved her, he was not as infatuated with her as before. In his heart, there was already a place for Tao Yuan, and it was even about to surpass her. Her hands on her knees were clenched tightly. After a long time, she barely squeezed out a smile. I was just joking. It's not certain whether I will go or not. I used to like to attend these banquets, but now I'm not so enthusiastic. I think it's boring. It's better to stay at home with the person I like and rest quietly. Don't you think so? And? It was Tao Yinran's voice beside his ears. But in Lu Li's heart, he was thinking how good it would be if he could quietly be with Tao Yuan. Her temper was really terrible. It was very precious to be able to spend a good second with her. After the Cold War with Lu Yenting for half a month, Su Baihe decided to take the initiative to ask for peace. She specially injected hundreds of thousands of yuan into her face, changed into a thin black nightdress, sprayed some perfume and lay on the bed in a very sexy manner. Lu Yenting walked in. I'll leave after I get this document. Su Baihe quickly got up. Don't go. Are you still angry with me? We've been married for so many years. Don't you know me? I'm impatient. My temper comes and goes quickly. I'm already so old. Why are we still in a cold war? She put her face up to him. Look at my face. What's different? There's nothing different. You're so annoying. I just had a facial recently. Don't you think I look much younger? And rest early. Don't go. Su Baihe held his arm. It's all my fault. Can you forgive me? Let's not sleep in separate beds, okay? Okay, you rest first. I'll come after I finish my work. Why are you so insensitive? Su Baihe took the document from his hand, put it aside, and took the initiative to take off his clothes. Hubby, we haven't been for a long time. Don't you want to? She felt very good about herself and took the initiative to beg. After all, they were an old couple. Lu Yenting didn't like it. It's already very late. He pressed her hand down. So you have to hurry? Stop it. What do you mean? You're not interested in me anymore, are you? You have a woman outside? What nonsense are you talking about? I'm not talking nonsense. Which of your friends don't have a girlfriend outside? They're all girls in their 20s. You like young ones too, right? Su Baihe became more and more jealous. Yes, I'm old. I'm not as young and beautiful as those girls. Do you dislike me? Men are all the same, heartless. You're getting more and more ridiculous. I'm ridiculous? Humph, don't think I don't know that you're very close to that secretary in your company. You often bring her on business trips. I'm doing it for work. You can bring a male assistant. Why her? Do you stay together when you're on business trips? You? I can't be bothered with you. Su Baihe blocked in front of him. It's like this every time. You leave when you feel guilty. You like that kind of girl, right? You're as good at pretending as Tao Yuan. Lu Yinting frowned. Why are you talking about Yuan Yuan out of nowhere? Didn't she drug you? No matter what, she's the daughter-in-law of the Lu family. How can she live outside? I think she's living with her adulterer. Don't talk nonsense. I didn't. The hotel forum is in chaos. Don't you know? See for yourself. Su Baihe handed the phone to Lu Yinting. He was shocked. Who took this? It doesn't matter who took it. What's important is that she hooked up with another man. I heard that this man is from the same department as her. If I were to say she should look for someone further away. She insisted on looking for the hotel. Is she trying to embarrass Ali? She's already riding on your son. Why don't you ask them to get a divorce? Lu Yinting frowned. If it was someone else in the scandal, he would not believe it. But it must not be Ouyang Shura. There was no possibility at all. Because I'm talking to you. Did you hear me? Why are you dumbfounded? Didn't expect that you're protecting such a woman? Lu Yinting came back to his senses and said angrily, what can these photos prove? You must be too bored to believe those people's lies. You've already been photographed. Why are you still defending her? What kind of drug did she give you? I don't want to talk to you about this. Go to sleep. Lu Yinting rushed out of the door. He could not calm down for a long time. He had confidence in Tao Yuan's character. But Ouyang Shua, because of what happened in the past, he had always been angry with him. It was hard to say that he did not deliberately get close to Tao Yuan. Things had become complicated. The next day when Tao Yuan just entered the office, she noticed some strange gazes. Lin Weiwei rushed over. Sister Yuan Yuan, don't go to work today. Why? It's Su Meng. Before she could finish her words, Su Meng had already rushed over angrily. Tao Yuan, you still have the face to come to work? That expression made it seem as if Tao Yuan had killed her whole family. She calmly glanced at him and maintained her formal smile. Why don't I have the face? Still pretending to be stupid. Everyone has seen the photos on the forum. So? What does this have to do with me going to work? You're still in the right to seduce director? Your so-called seduction is just your imagination. And those photos were deliberately chosen by someone. To be honest, this kind of trick is quite boring. After all, we're not high school students anymore. If you want to frame me, you should use a more advanced method. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Chronicles YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.